income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Being in the Army National Guard is about more than serving your country. It's about being there for your community when your neighbors need you most. The Army National Guard makes college affordable, and serving part-time can help you graduate debt-free. Do you want to stay close to friends and family? The Guard allows you to serve close to home. Serving part-time in the Army National Guard lets you have the life you want. Learn more by visiting nationalguard.com.
Sponsored by the Arizona Army National Guard, aired by the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
Market Wrap host Mo Ansari talks about the dangers of emotional investing.
There's two things that people sell. One is greed and one is fear. Whenever you buy either one of those, you're going to end up getting burned because they are the epitome of emotions. And you've heard me say, whenever emotions take over, you're in trouble. If you don't want that to happen to you, give us a call. We'll be more than happy to do an objective evaluation of your portfolio to find the right degree of risk, what you have in your portfolio, what you should have, depending on your age, depending on your emotional makeup, depending on your financial makeup, depending on what your objectives are. All of those things go in to determine the correct balance of portfolio. We'll do that for you. It is free. You have to at least get started.
If you're ready to get started, call pound 250 and say talk to Mo, or go to compact.com and click on the Get Started button. That's COMPAK.com.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor, funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA, SIPC.
Are you a planner? Bruce Jacobs here, asking, do you like to plan ahead? Then, of course, you already have a plan to call Harmon Solar, right? Should be at the top of your list to get solar now and enjoy huge savings next summer, up to 85% off your monthly bill. Then you can plan what to do with all that extra money. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar at 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
Veterans of the blue and the gray, I accept this monument in the spirit of brotherhood and peace.
There can be no greater service to our country and no source of pride more real.
Today, Veterans Day, as we do every year, we take that moment to embrace the gentle heroes of Vietnam and of all our wars.
As our forces fight, they and their families are in our prayers.
The brave Americans serving our nation today in the Persian Gulf, in Somalia, and wherever else they stand are testament to our resolve.
They deserve to know that their elected leaders who voted to send them to war continue to stand behind them.
So thank you for your service and your sacrifice.
Quiet, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
All right, everybody, happy Veterans Day. This is the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Keon Rose pushing the buttons, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And as if on cue, happy Veterans Day, Navy Brad. He says, greetings, guys. Randy, Jeffrey, Keon, thanks for your family members' service. And to the fourth dimension veterans, thank you for your service. And, of course, Navy Brad, thank you for yours.
Yeah.
I know that, a lot of my family served. I didn't. I couldn't work for that corporation. But my son did and my wife did. And for that, I'm forever grateful and in awe and admiration of those two. So,
yeah, I mean, absolutely. Happy Veterans Day to all our veterans out there. First Cab Mike, I know you're one. I'm sure there are many more. Navy Brad, obviously, that we were just talking about.
We got tons.
Yeah,
we got tons. So thank you to all of you guys for your service. And now some people aren't completely clear on Veterans Day or Memorial Day. Okay. Memorial Day is a day, in May that we use to pay tribute to those who have passed.
Yeah. Paid the ultimate sacrifice
and had, given their lives in duty, in a war or in some sort of an action. And Veterans Day is the day we use to honor everybody who served in war. Now, there are some people still with questions. Are active duty military considered veterans? Technically, no. Veterans are former members of the military, not people who are still serving. Anyone who was full-time service is a vet unless they were dishonorably discharged. So that is how you distinguish that. And somebody says, well, why is Veterans Day on the 11th? Well, it marks the armistice of November 11th, 1918. That is the formal agreement that ended World War I. Anybody got any questions? Got any more Veterans Day questions?
I think I'm clear, Professor Jeffrey. Thank you.
Okay. Do you know what Veterans Day was originally called?
Armistice Day.
You are correct.
Ding, 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 ding.
That's because Randy was alive from 1919 to 1953.
I mean, I was much younger then, but yeah.
Do you know who changed it to Veterans Day?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Eisenhower.
You are correct.
Thank you. Ding, 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 ding. I'm 2-0.
Yeah, because Eisenhower was also a veteran. He changed it to Veterans Day. Okay. How many World War II veterans are still alive?
Oh, not that many.
Yeah, according to the Department of Veterans Affairs, roughly 240,000 World War II vets are still with us. So that's more than you would think. About 16 million served, though, in World War II.
Yeah, 240,000, and bless all of them. Thank you for your service.
And people want to know, well, what is the Purple Heart awarded for? Do you know that, Keon?
I don't.
You don't know what the Purple Heart is for?
Well, it's okay. He doesn't know.
Yes.
It's a high honor. I'll give you another clue. You can only get it in battle.
Well, that just kind of gives it away a little.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Purple Heart for if you were wounded.
You are correct.
Hey, ding, 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 ding. There you go.
Yeah, you have to be wounded in combat. Around 2 million Purple Hearts have been awarded since it was established back in 1932. General Washington was usually credited with coming up with the idea. He had a similar award back in 1782 called the Badge of Military Merit. I don't know why they made it a Purple Heart or why that heart was purple, but okay.
I think, I don't have one myself, but I think on the Purple Heart medal itself, there is still the side profile view of General Washington.
Oh, that's interesting. All right. Happy Veterans Day. And if you have any more Veterans Day factoids you want to share with us, all the ones I just shared with you, I got on Google Trends. The reason is because that is what everybody's asking Google about. So I thought, well, this is something a lot of people would be curious about. I stepped ahead of Google Trend on you.
Good call.
So you don't even have to Google nothing now.
Good call, Jeffco.
Yeah.
I feel like I learned a lot.
Yeah. And that's not something we're used to here on the Daily Blender.
Yeah.
Actual education.
Yeah. Usually IQs drop from prolonged exposure to this show. But today, I think we made up for it just a little bit.
It has been said about this show that we lead from the rear.
Yeah, I know. And it was hard for me not to crack up earlier when I said duty. It's like I can't joke about duty when I'm saying it about. So, by the way, if you are a veteran, time to get some freebies and discounts. Outback Steakhouse is giving out free Bloomin' Onions if you're a veteran.
There you go.
And that's like a week's worth of calories right there. You can also get a free Coke, which, by the way, does pair well with the Bloomin' Onion, and it's 17,000 grams of sodium. So that's a perfect pairing, I think. Starbucks is running its annual Veterans Day special where veterans, active duty military, and military spouses get a free small, they call it tall. This just doesn't make sense. If it's small, call it small. Don't call it tall.
Right.
But a hot coffee.
Yeah.
You get a free coffee. Dunkin' is giving out free donuts if you're a veteran. No purchase necessary.
There you go.
Krispy Kreme is giving out a free donut and coffee. Suck on that, Dunkin', says Krispy Kreme.
Yeah.
Some other restaurants offering deals today: Olive Garden, Buffalo Wild Wings, IHOP, Texas Roadhouse, Denny's, Applebee's, California Pizza Kitchen, Chili's, Hooters. Basically any chain restaurant's probably gonna have a deal.
Yeah.
There you go. There's a little something if you want to go stop by and get a little bit of a freebie there.
Take advantage. Take advantage. You've earned it.
You know, I honestly don't know who all in our audience is a veteran because not everybody leads with that. Sometimes we find out in conversation about them, and we always respect and appreciate that. But I came across some names of famous musicians that I was surprised some of these people served in the military.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Keon. He's going to play a piece of audio.
Okay.
See if you can pick out who these guys are that were in the military. Go ahead, roll it, Keon.
Well, since my baby
Elvis.
Yep. Yeah, he was in the Army.
Yeah.
I actually probably asked you guys if you know what service they were in.
Army.
All right, Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash, Air Force.
Boom, nice.
Chris Christopherson.
Yeah.
John Fogerty, really?
Yeah.
Which one of the Doors?
The keyboard player.
Jimmy.
No.
Oh no, that's not Jimmy. That's
BB.
Yeah, BB.
BB King. Ice-T. Shaggy.
Wow.
Really? Wait till you find out which branch he was in. What?
Hammer?
MC Hammer, yeah.
Really?
And this guy. Tony Bennett.
Oh, okay. All right.
94-year-old Tony Bennett.
I was trying to think. I just needed to hear a little more. Tony Bennett. All right. Fantastic.
All right. So Chris Christopherson,
Yeah.
what branch was he in?
He was in the Army.
You are correct. John Fogerty.
Which is odd to me.
Yes, because he did some, Vietnamish songs.
Total anti-war stuff.
Sure. But you could be anti-war, but still be, a patriot.
Fogerty was he Army?
Army Reserves, which makes sense.
All right.
The Doors keyboardist, Ray Manzarek, he was also in the Army.
Okay.
BB King, which branch do you think he was in?
BB looks like an Air Force guy to me. I don't know why.
Oh, he'd slap you in the mouth if he was still alive. He was in the Army.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Now Shaggy, wasn't Shaggy also the who wasn't me guy?
Yes.
Yeah. Came in through the window, wasn't me. Yeah, that guy. So Shaggy, what branch?
Wow.
Oh, well, I'm already stunned that he was he was in service
Shaggy.
at all.
I know he didn't take responsibility for anything. He was banging some lady, and then whatever.
Was he a Navy guy?
No,
I'm gonna go Air Force.
Wrong.
No.
He was a Marine. If I remember correctly, he may have been dishonorably discharged.
Wow.
I
right.
might not have that right.
All right.
MC Hammer.
Army.
Come on, man. The pants.
Was he a Marine?
No, only a Navy guy would wear something that weird.
Navy. All right.
I know
All
you'd
right.
think Air Force because like parachute.
Yeah.
But no, it was Navy.
All right.
And Tony Bennett, of course, was in the Army because back when he was in, that's the only service they had.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was so old.
They had Marines.
Yeah, that was
back then.
that was kind of a joke. But all right.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, thank you. 888-368-1580. Navy Brad says you can get a free car wash at Cobblestone if you're a veteran.
Okay, there you go.
Oh, yeah. I wish my wife had known that.
Yeah.
Taking the car through.
Your wife's a veteran.
Mm-hmm. She was in the Navy. My son was in the Marines. So
in the Navy.
And I found out that I have a relative. This is through a cousin of mine who did the whole genealogy thing.
Okay.
Just went crazy on it.
Yeah.
I have relatives that were in, all the wars. I had relatives that were on the right side of history in the Civil War.
Okay.
Thank God. And then I had, relatives in the right side of history in the Revolutionary War.
Okay.
In fact,
Okay.
my relatives were part of overthrowing, a coup attempt by Benedict Arnold.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
I
pretty
know.
cool.
He tells it to me. I believe him. I don't know if it's true though. You know how they always do these things. You go like for past life regression. I was a prince. Oh, sure you were. Nobody ever comes back and says, I went to a past life regression and my life was horrible.
I was a roach for some reason. What's up with that?
I just went up this mountain and I was kind of, you see everything from up here. And then they killed me. I was Aztec. They just did this heart sacrifice. It was bullcrap. Yeah, so don't do past life regression because not everybody gets to be a prince, a king, or a warrior. Some people got to sweep. You know what I mean? And that just would be depressing. Mars Bars 805 says, Happy Veterans Day to all that served and happy Thirsty Thursday. Hey, how about an 805, please? And Go Raiders. And no, I'm not doing the Lakers one. Yeah, just only doing the Raiders one. Raiders. So we have respect at least for that team. Fed fan says Randy's going to be the Jeopardy representative of the Daily Blender. Yeah, if it's all about Veterans Day, yeah.
Well, I just, you know what? I just respect everyone who's served. I am thankful for them all. So it's just a hobby. That's all.
Fed fan also says Happy Veterans Day and thank you for your service. Berg says afternoon sports fans. You too, Jeffrey. What?
Wow.
What does that mean?
What's the matter, Berg?
Big George says, hey, Jeffrey, happy Veterans Day. At the 11th hour on the 11th day of the 11th month of 1918, the Great War ended. At 5 a.m. that morning, Germany, bereft of manpower and supplies and faced with imminent invasion, signed an armistice agreement with the Allies in a railroad car outside of Champagne, France. The First World War left 9 million soldiers dead, 21 million wounded, with Germany, Russia, Austria, Hungary, France, Great Britain, each losing nearly 1 million or more lives. And in addition, at least 5 million civilians died from disease, starvation, and exposure because of that war. So that is what it's all about.
Crazy, man.
Mrs. Pringle says, respect to all the veterans out there. And
absolutely.
OBJ to the Rams. That's a real thing. It's a done deal, right? Did they do the deal?
Yep.
2 deals got done today. OBJ to the Rams. And who's running the Panthers? Who's running the Panthers?
The smock is. The smock is.
You know what we need? We need to get Cam Newton back here. Are you kidding me with this? Why?
Well, Scott Fitterer is the general manager of the Panthers.
Yeah,
so
no wonder he's so drunk he can't say his name because you're bad at your job. Sam Darnold's going to be gone for a few weeks. You got PJ Tucker. You're bringing in Cam Newton for what?
What would you rather do if you're going in to take on the Cardinals? What would you rather do? PJ Tucker?
Well, PJ Walker. It's going to be PJ Walker.
PJ Walker?
Texas Ranger. It's going to be him. PJ Walker. Who's PJ Tucker? He's a basketball player, right?
Yeah, he's a basketball player.
It would be cool if it was the same guy.
Oh, there you go.
He's like, I'll be back in a minute. And he goes off and plays. No, Walker? Yeah. PJ Walker is still going to start against the Arizona Cardinals. Cam Newton would not be ready. They're going to work behind the scenes on getting him ready.
I think this is just a sign, too, that they've just given up on Darnold, too. It's a little bit of both.
Wow.
I didn't think of that.
Poor guy.
Wow.
Poor guy. Well,
he's played pretty poorly the last few weeks.
Suck. Yeah, there's a lot of suck there. He's a giant bobblehead.
He started amazing, though.
Yeah, it looked like he turned things around.
Yeah.
Getting away from
looks
Adam
good
Gase.
on the Chiefs if they're just competent for a moment, right?
On the Chiefs?
Did I say Chiefs?
Yeah.
Jets. Oh, I'm starting to show off like I did yesterday. Having miniature
Jets?
strokes, saying the wrong things. I meant Jets.
Yeah, you get away from the Jets for a few moments.
Yeah.
Everyone's just like,
I see. Okay, all right, I'm tracking now. All right.
Sorry. Dog named Boo says Jimi Hendrix was an Army airborne, and I was an Army officer. Oh, thanks, Dog named Boo, for your service. And
thank you.
Thanks for that. I forgot about Jimi Hendrix. I got to add that to the list.
Airborne Ranger.
Papa Mike says, I had Village Inn for breakfast, got a haircut, both vehicles washed, certificate for a meal at Texas Roadhouse, lunch at Olive Garden, all for free.
Nice.
Later, it's going to be Golden Corral for free dinner. It'll be over $100 in freebies. He says, but that's all right. I give half of that back in tips anyway.
There you go.
Good man,
Nice.
Papa Mike.
Yeah, Papa Mike, thank you.
I love that he's like taking full advantage of the day.
Why not?
Just
I
clear
would.
your schedule. Just go every place you can and get that freebie.
Yeah,
Why
man.
not?
Yeah.
We owe you guys way more than freebies.
No kidding.
There's other things that we owe you and it should be made good on. The Berg says, went chalk with my picks this week. So you guys can just expect chaos again. We're going to do our picks here in a little bit. I don't ever think about chalk. When I do my picks, I go with just information that comes in. I look at past performance. I look at past performance during a year, past performance of certain players against certain setups. And I don't even think about records. You know what I mean? I think about, okay, is that a good defense? Like, okay, that's a good offense. So what's going on with this? What's going on with that? So, yeah, I get what chalk means, but yeah, record is never what I use. What do you use to make your picks?
Anymore, as bad as I am.
Yeah.
I just pick.
Keon, who do you cheat off?
I don't put a whole lot of thought.
Who do I cheat off for all 7 of my correct picks last week? I don't cheat off anybody. I just go with my gut. Just what I've been watching, go based on how teams have looked throughout the season, how certain players have looked throughout the season, and just go based on that.
Yeah, everybody's got their own method, your guys' is wrong, but everybody has their own method, and that's fine. Napa Bob says, I'm an Army veteran, just missed Vietnam, but you don't give a bleep. You got pranked. You couldn't handle it. LOL. The hell is this person talking about? I
don't follow.
Oh, it's this guy. Well, I thought we blocked him. He pretended to be dead. Yeah, I'm blocking you now. Up yours. Fred Fan says, I'll flip a coin. Oh, is that how you do your picks? Really? Wow.
That is amazing.
She does really well.
Yeah.
She had a bad week last week, but generally she does very well. Fish Tank says, if the Dolphins win tonight, we're all going streaking. Well,
no,
you might. They just leave us out of that whole idea.
Yeah, I know.
All right, listen, when we come back, let's talk about what happened last night. It'll only take a little bit, talk about the Suns and some other things, and then we will start our NFL fan pick'em fix. Sadly, Ralph from Harmon Solar couldn't be with us today. He'll probably join up with us tomorrow and hang out for fun. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Simple Green is perfect for making your auto, RV, cycling, boating, and other sporting equipment look like new. SimpleGreen.com.
The Phoenix Suns are off tonight. They get back to action coming up tomorrow in Memphis when they will take on the Grizzlies. There's only 3 games tonight in the NBA. The Heat and Clippers are playing in Los Angeles. The Clippers are a 4-point favorite. The Pacers and the Jazz, they match up in Salt Lake City, Utah, 10-point favorite. And the 76ers, a 3-point favorite at home tonight against the Raptors. College basketball this evening, Arizona State playing host to UC Riverside. Arizona State sits as a 9.5-point favorite with the over-under at 139. For the latest odds all the time, visit vsin.com. I'm Matt Pauley on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 The Fanatic.
When it comes to NASCAR, everything comes down to time. How fast can you get it done? Built, official partner and protein bar of NASCAR, is a tasty option when you're on the move. Hi, Randy here from the Race Setup. And if you have not tried a Built Bar, you are missing out. This protein bar does not taste like a protein bar. It tastes like a candy bar. Just grab a Built Bar when you want something fast and just so delicious. If you go to Built.com to get yourself some Built Bars, use code Randy10. You'll get 10% off your order. Code Randy10 at Built.com.
Get your college game on. Get ready for the fight songs. Get ready for the traditions. Get ready for the rivalries. It's college football.
He's gone. There he goes. Through the line. He'll take it to the house, 90 yards. And we've got the games you want to hear. Wide open, and the tight end will walk to the end zone.
College football lives on 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports.
Daily Blender. What? Everybody okay?
Hello.
Hello. Is this thing on?
I didn't know if you were doing like a karate exercise.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to eat some candy. So last night, the Suns beat the Trailblazers by 10 points.
There we go.
All right. So great to see a nice victory there. But I have to ask the pertinent questions now. The Suns are now 7-3.
Yeah.
The Trailblazers are 5-7. I kind of looked at this like they kind of need to really win this game and look good doing it, or else I'm going to worry. And I thought, well, man, the Trailblazers aren't even that good. Was this a good game to judge anything by, Keon, or is this it should have been an easy one?
Yeah, this is a pretty good game to judge things on. I mean,
Okay,
the Trailblazers are good, solid, quality basketball team, perennial playoff team. You know, they're not a championship contender, so you're not going to be able to gauge that off of them. But they are a good quality basketball team, and beating them is a good sign.
All right, because they got a pretty tough schedule ahead. They're going to have some pretty big contests. But yeah, last night, Frank the Tank, he went nuts. He scored 31 points and just was a huge career night for him. That was just great to see. You know, I don't know if that's going to make DeAndre Ayton be like, I'm feeling better. I'm ready to go. or
You know,
not?
I don't know. I think that DeAndre is legitimately hurt.
Well, even Monty Williams is saying, well, the way he's playing now, we got to find a place for him.
Yeah,
Even if DeAndre Ayton comes back.
Look, if he's going to go out there and drop 37 points for you and get 7 boards, yeah, hell yeah, you got to find a spot for him. It's just like in baseball. If a guy comes off the bench and suddenly he's just red hot and he's just hitting the ball all over the ballpark, you got to find a way to get him in play.
Blissful Hayes says, give Big Frank the max extension and make DeAndre Ayton sit there while he signs it.
Yeah.
Well, Frank's been in the league long enough that the max you would be giving Frank would be a much bigger number than what you would be giving DeAndre. DeAndre's going to get that mini max. So don't give Frank the max extension.
In reality, Frank's not getting a max.
No. That's what I'm just saying. If you're throwing that out there, just be aware that number is much larger.
Well, Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, I too would like to thank all the veterans listening out there. Huge Boomer Sooner. Thank you to all the vets that are listening to the show today. Randy, let's pour one large beer for the whole lot of these guys. What do you say?
There you go.
He said one. Big George says, yeah, some famous celebrities you wouldn't think were veterans. George Carlin, who was a radar technician in the Air Force in the mid-50s. Morgan Freeman was a fighter pilot in the Air Force from 55 to 59. And Mr. T was in the Army in the mid-70s.
I did not know it was the Army.
Did not know that either. Fed Fan says, Frank the Tank did do really well last night.
Yeah, 31 points, 32 minutes played. I mean,
Not
the
bad.
guy had a big night.
Yep. Justin Tip says, good afternoon, gentlemen. Thank you to all the veterans. They allow us to be us. My youngest son served 8 years in the Air Force as a load toad in Minot, North Dakota. He was a chief of a crew that loaded armament, including nuclear warheads on B-52s. Thank goodness all his work was only drills. And he has him a Chrysler that seats about 20. Come on and bring. Okay, that was just a beef.
Bucks money.
You didn't say that. Justin Tip. Thanks for your kids' services and all that stuff, man.
Yeah.
Awesome. By the way, Coyotes lost last night. Surprise.
Who saw that coming?
Nobody's surprised. Nobody's surprised. Of course, all those disgruntled Vikings fans who got quieted and have nothing to, give us a hard time about are like, yeah, whoa, yeah, we beat Phoenix's ass. Yeah, shut up. Nobody's impressed. By the way, can I just say, the best cities to live in for fans of the 5 major sports, spoiler alert, we're not on any of them.
Really?
Yeah, that's right. The researchers looked at 50 different factors across all 5 sports: football, baseball, basketball, hockey. Am I really calling soccer a major sport? Is that really?
Well, did the study call it a major sport?
Yeah,
then you're not calling it a major sport.
I'm not calling it that. Okay. Anyway, they went by win-loss records, how passionate fans are, how affordable it is to go see a game. And of course, big cities did the best. We're a big city. We are the 5th or 6th largest city in the country.
Yeah.
Just remember that as I tell you, we weren't even in the top 10. Boston, LA, New York, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, Denver, Washington, DC, Dallas, Chicago, Miami.
Denver to me is surprising.
Well, no, they got the Broncos, and then they have other teams like. Well, here, let me tell you, the best football cities: Pittsburgh, Dallas, Boston, Green Bay, New York. All right.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Basketball, it's LA, Boston, Salt Lake City, Philadelphia, San Francisco. Wait, what?
No.
What basketball team plays in San Francisco?
Golden State.
Golden State gets counted in.
I thought they were Oakland,
the Bay Area.
Yeah,
they get. It's a little cheap.
That is cheap. They were more of an Oakland thing. Of course, now they've moved that stadium across the bay, to the nice part of town.
Yeah,
whatever.
The stadium does look like an actual toilet. The shape
Yeah.
of it, though. So.
Yeah, appropriate. So for baseball, New York, LA, St. Louis, Atlanta, and Boston.
That would make sense as well.
Hockey, Boston, Detroit, Pittsburgh, New York, St. Louis. And soccer fans, like anybody cares, LA, Seattle, Salt Lake, Portland, Oregon, and Orlando. So we're not on anything, man. Arizona is not the top of anything as far as it goes with sports fans.
Sorry, I was yawning when you were talking about soccer.
It's an automatic genetic response. Totally appropriate.
Sorry about that.
I am not offended in any way.
Almost fell asleep.
In any way. So yeah, I don't know. Is it up? Is it us? Is it the team?
I mean, look, Arizona is a very transient town, meaning a lot of transplants live here. A lot of people come and go. There's not been a big sports tradition here like there has been in other parts of the country, like your LAs and your New Yorks and that sort of thing. So
why let me just, I love that we have a football team.
I'm surprised we're not a basketball town, though.
I love we have a basketball team.
That is stunning to me, too.
I love we have a baseball team. I can give or take on a hockey team, but whatever. I still enjoy that we have the 4 major sports. But do we really deserve it? If we're such a transient place that everybody here is fans of something else from somewhere else, and why do we even have these teams if we're not supporting them and if we're not passionate about them? I mean, why?
Well, now see, that's sort of a fuzzy line because the Phoenix Suns have been here how long? Over 50 years.
Yeah,
we've supported the hell out of that team. That's why I say I'm surprised we're not on there as a basketball town. Now, in recent history, we probably haven't supported it like we should.
To be fair, we are very fair weather.
Well, yes, but
part of it is the sustained success of the teams.
Yeah,
there just hasn't been that where you've had a good run with the Lakers, where the Lakers were just dominant, or a really good long run with the Yankees. In baseball.
There are decades between NBA Finals appearances for the Phoenix Suns. Decades.
Yeah.
So if you could connect those things, or have 10 years of success of making the playoffs constantly, being at least in the conversation of a title, you'd get people fired up.
Not a good enough excuse. I got one word for you: Chicago. Chicago had the Cubs winless for a championship for 118 years.
Well,
Boston
that's
had the
Cubs,
same thing.
Yeah.
There have been long stretches of time for a lot of other places, and they'd stay passionate, they'd stay connected and involved with their teams.
The thing with Boston, they didn't win a championship forever, but they were a playoff team for a long time. I would say the same thing for the Cubs. The Cubs have had competitive playoff streaks where, sure, not winning a title for over 100 years is pretty tragic, but they were in the playoffs. Like, you're not having those seasons where we're having with the Diamondbacks right now, where you just go, how long is this going to last, and why do we keep giving the players away?
To be fair, we've the Cubs have had seasons like that, though, and I'll be honest with you, there have been times when you look out there when the Cubs are in the bottom of the cellar. I mean, so far down that you don't even see. They're underneath the concrete in the basement of the cellar of the bottom floor of the highest building. That's how far down they are. And the stadium doesn't look that packed, but they have been there in Chicago for 174 years or whatever it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't like it when other people criticize, but we are from here, so I just figured a little discussion about our fair weatherness, our inability to fill stadiums. Sometimes we have 4.5 million people in the metro area. I don't know if we deserve to be in that conversation. I think we can do better.
100% we could do better. Yeah, I get what you're saying, though.
And I also feel like a lot of these places, when you have a passionate fan base, that energizes ownership and management to do better for you. When you have a lackluster fan base, then it's just a money-making operation. They're like, we just got to do good enough to make sure we get this many things, and then it's just, okay, whatever, we don't care if we lose. But they would care more about winning if the fan base was more energized. And that's a guess.
And that's the thing. I'm just moving here, so I don't know exactly what the relationship is. I'll tell you that from my Washington fan perspective, Daniel Snyder killed the passion of that fan base. I mean, there was passion there when he got there, and slowly, because of stuff that he did with pricing and all of that, and then the team eventually stunk, the passion is not there. So I don't know exactly what way that relationship is going with Phoenix sports fans and some of these teams.
No, there's a little bit of that. There's a little bit of a disgruntledism, but I don't think it's reached Dan Snyder type levels. It'll be interesting to see what happens with the Sarver Gate and the Phoenix Suns. It's still too early on that one as they are currently investigating and stuff. Mr. Pringle says Boston and Chicago also have iconic stadiums. Yeah, but I hear everybody talk about how much of a crap hole Wrigley is.
Yeah, well.
And Boston's like wall-to-wall racists. I don't know.
Boston's Ball Stadium, yeah, that's iconic. And then Wrigley Field, that's iconic. But their basketball stadiums are relatively new.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Fenway, I guess, is not bad. I don't know.
I don't know.
Though with the Bulls, you get the distinguished honor of going to the house that Michael Jordan built. with the Knicks, Madison Square Garden. That's an iconic basketball
building.
arena. Yeah. So, some of these places do have that.
Mr. Wilbur says, so let me say my nice phrase first. Thank you to all the veterans who have served and made this country what it is today. Now for my negative stuff. Is it possible to hear the Los Angeles Rams hate them even more now that they've got a cancer like Odell Beckham Jr.?
No, I think that's actually a good move for the Rams, because what's going to happen is he's going to go there and pull the same shenanigans he's pulled on the Giants and the Browns. He's going to go there. He's not going to get the ball all the time. And these guys in Los Angeles are doing one thing, trying to bring in a piece to win a Super Bowl. That's all they want to do. And there will be no going forward from this.
There is a difference in the quarterback play of Baker Mayfield versus Matthew Stafford. Baker Mayfield is a by the script person, by the play person. He doesn't improvise. He doesn't get creative when he's on the field. Stafford, used to running for his life, his entire life, he's always quickly going through progressions, trying to find who's open, who's ready, who's open. And if Odell Beckham Jr. gets open, he's going to find the ball in his hands. And it also helps take pressure off of Cooper Kupp a little bit too. So now it's not just we're focused on this one guy who's killing it. Now we got to worry about Odell, who, his numbers ain't been what they used to be. But if he has even a half of a step that he did, he's a guy you got to think about when he's on the field.
Have to wait and see. I mean, Odell Beckham Jr., by the way, has been oft injured. We'll have to see how that plays out.
True. Fed Fan says, I proudly wear my Cardinals, Suns, and Diamondbacks gear no matter how well they're doing. See, you're a good fan, yeah. Fed Fan. We just need a whole bunch more of them.
There you go.
To be really considered a good sports town. Thunder Snow says, good afternoon, gentlemen. Jeffrey, please watch the soccer talk. I almost fell asleep behind the wheel. I just said the word.
Yeah.
I just said the word.
Well, it's not like we were breaking down any particular soccer game.
This is the danger. This is the danger. And I apologize. Hopefully everybody's safe. Maybe we need a code word. But then if we have a code word, they know we're talking about it. They could fall asleep.
Yeah.
We're not talking about it. How's that? Stay alive. I don't know. Some rhyme. Stay alive in your drive. We won't talk soccer. It doesn't rhyme with anything. Soccer doesn't rhyme with anything.
I'm just sitting over here and I was
keep the soccer in your locker.
I was
stay alive.
Wondering what this was. And clearly that's Dale Hellestray's wedding band.
Uh-oh.
It was right here.
Hell is Dale up to today?
What's going on here? I was wondering, what is that? What is it? Is that off? That's one of those.
I wouldn't touch it. It's probably got a bunch of dead skin and lotion on it.
Well, too late.
Yep. Randy says, Fish Tank, any thoughts on a looming lockout in Major League Baseball, or is it too early?
I think it's too early. We'll have to wait and see what goes on here. I mean, there's certainly opportunity. It wouldn't be the first time the players have walked out and the owners have locked out players. So I think you just got to kind of keep your ear to the ground and find out what's happening. It's going to be a bit before we start talking seriously about that.
Just the Tip says, afternoon, gentlemen. And I read that. Big George says, Jeffrey, I'm glad to see you recovered from the stroke you had yesterday. You're sounding pretty good today. Well, I had a little bit of lumpiness there at the beginning, but thank you. He says, I was surprised that the Coyotes, in probably their only nationally televised game of the year, did not wear their Kachina jerseys. They wore their red Coyote Howling Head jersey they've sported the last 15 years.
Yeah.
The one game they had to impress the country, and they blew it. When do the Coyotes play the Kraken again? That'll probably be their next win. Yeah, by the way, that the Kachina jerseys aren't like that big a deal. They're cool.
Well, it's cool because it's their original jerseys. They're going back to them.
Yeah, but if they do or they don't, what mattered more was their play, which was not great. I mean, they got 2 goals, which I think is a record for them this season. But the Kachina, I like the Kachina jerseys fine. I'm not trying to say they're bad, but I don't think it makes a damn bit of difference, what the damn team's wearing. Like somebody's going to suddenly become a Coyotes fan who's like, look at those jerseys. Yeah, they're getting their asses kicked, but I like their moxie.
I think this is more for just if you're already a Coyotes fan. Look, we know you're going to get your ass kicked. Could you at least look your best doing it? Could you go down in flames looking pretty good?
That guy put on a tuxedo. It's like, well, this is over. Puts the lotion in the basket. Oh, I'm so sleepy. I've stopped talking soccer.
Now you keep saying it.
I didn't say nothing.
You just said soccer.
I'm not going to say it again. You just said it. Thunder Snow says Deshaun Jackson didn't get the bail in Los Angeles and asked to be released. How does OBJ expect to get the ball? Oh, that was bad. I got to get new.
Didn't get the ball.
I might need new glasses. It did say ball. He didn't get the ball. Yeah. So if Deshaun Jackson didn't get it, how's he going to get it? I don't know.
They're not the same kind of receiver, though. Deshaun Jackson's more of a speedy, get behind the defense kind of guy. So his opportunities are going to be more limited. He's going to have to maximize those. Where OBJ potentially is a guy that can run option routes, get open underneath the defense too.
Mm-hmm.
So you're hoping you can have that.
Yeah, it is a different kind of receiver. Harley's Hammer says, "Happy Vets Day to all. Soccer rhymes with sucky and stupid." Noted. Tiger Paws says, "My brother started in ROTC at the age of 14 and retired from the Navy at the age of 65.
Wow, good for him.
Yeah, that is amazing. And thank him for his service." She says, "Hey, by the way, do we need to worry about our picks with Buffalo this week? Because they're playing the Jets." Worried? What's happening with the Jets or Buffalo right now?
They played Jacksonville last week, and they could only muster up a field goal.
I would have a feeling that Buffalo's going to be fine.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's the same thing that they tell us in the fantasy football. Start your studs. And if you look at Buffalo, that is a team that by no means should have ever failed as badly as they did. But the way that they did.
I mean, Josh Allen had his worst game that he's had in 2 years.
Well, it depends on which Josh Allen you're talking about.
The quarterback, Josh Allen.
Right. Because the other one had a great game.
The linebacker, Josh Allen, had a fantastic
game. Absolutely. Career day.
The quarterback, Josh Allen, had his worst game in 2 years, and I don't think he's going to have that back to back.
Well, now you've made me think, Tiger Paws. Now you've made me, because I'm looking at my pick sheet right now, and right now it has Buffalo, but oof. Yeah, but I can't take Mike White seriously at all. Trevor Lawrence, a little bit more than Mike White. I don't know. Right now, I'm going with Buffalo. I'll tell you what, let's take a break. When we come back, let's go ahead and do it. Let's do our NFL fan pick'em picks, and we'll discuss just for you, Tiger Paws, Buffalo versus the Jets as well. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
When it comes to automotive repairs, where do you start? Been looking for a new home? Should you rent or buy? If you're looking for the latest trends in the automotive industry or real estate, look no further than the Drive Friendly Radio Show. Hosted by Steve, with over 40 years in the automotive industry, and Felicia, who's well established in the real estate market, you can get great advice and insight you can trust. You'll be smarter for listening, and maybe you'll have a little fun too. The Drive Friendly Radio Show, Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Business people like it honest and to the point. So here it is. Take control of your utility expenses by calling Harmon Solar right now. They can save you up to 80% on that monthly electric bill. Level your energy costs and protect yourself from inflation. There, Bruce Jacobs telling you straight and to the point. Here's more. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar at 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go online to harmonsolar.com.
Your favorite radio station.
And now you're up to date on the news. Stand by for weather and traffic right after this.
It wakes you up, starts your day, and keeps you informed as well as entertained.
You guys are absolutely the best.
How do you like to work here?
At The Fanatic, we're looking for commissioned sales reps to knock on doors, set up appointments, and extol the benefits of advertising with your favorite radio station. Send your resume to jobs at 1580thefanatic.com.
Time for some smart saving. Put money aside, not your child's future education.
I'm Arizona State Treasurer Kimberly Yee. The sooner you start an AZ 529 education savings plan, the more money you'll have when your little one graduates high school. Invest just $15 a month and you could have thousands of dollars saved for their education needs. Go to az529.gov so when it's time to achieve their dreams, they can.
Now that's smart saving. Sponsored by the Office of the Arizona State Treasurer.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
You feel that? It's finally happening. It's starting to get cooler. Is it time to start wearing sweaters? No, it's time to call Harmon Solar. See, if you install solar now, you get to enjoy huge savings next summer, up to 85% on your monthly electric bill. That means you can put that AC at whatever temperature you like year round. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com.
1580 The Fanatic. And at 1580thefanatic.com. Your home for sports.
It's Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Coming up tonight, you got the Ravens at the Dolphins. That's right, Fish Tank. This is your chance. This is your chance to turn your season around. Yeah, I don't know who we're kidding. Anyways, that's happening at 6 p.m. whether you like it or not. We're going to do our NFL fan pick'em picks here in just a moment, but let me get caught up on the text line. Half the Lefty says, not winning became the Cubs thing, though it was sympathetic. The age of the franchise can help overcome bad seasons if you have the heritage that goes with it. And then as for OBJ, thinks it could work for the Rams. You only have OBJ for the rest of the season. It's a rental, and they don't have to worry about next year. Touchdowns scored towards the Super Bowl would help increase his value in free agency for next season. So Rams are going all in for this year, without a doubt.
I mean, it's obvious the Rams going all in after what they've tried to do in bringing Matt Stafford in here. Absolutely, they want to win a Super Bowl right now. That's what it's all about.
I respect that.
Yeah.
King Kitten says, tomorrow night in Cincinnati, the World Statesmen team plays Mexico.
Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Jeffrey.
What?
You were talking soccer again.
Damn it, King of Kittens. You know better than that. Don't text stuff in about soccer. What time is it?
Time to keep going.
Oh.
Text line.
Huh?
Here we go.
Cabana says, Cubs dump on the north side.
Mm.
First Cav Mike says, thanks for the Vets Day tribute. Very well done. And thanks to my brother Randy for the shout out. As a Vietnam vet, we were not always treated so well.
Yeah.
I am so glad things have changed, and thanks again.
Yeah.
That is one of those things that we do need to wear with a little bit of shame is how badly the Vietnam vets were treated on their return back at the time. That's just, a lot of stupid people directing their anger at the wrong people. And I'll tell you what, this is why it is always good when you see a veteran of any age to say thank you.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Well said.
Tiger Paws, we are going to talk about Buffalo versus the Jets here in a moment. Just a Tip says total population of cities is somewhat misleading when questioning the loyalty of fans. New York City is 27,000 population per square mile. Boston, 12,000. Chicago, 12,000. Phoenix, 3,000. Yeah, but when I give you a population count of the Phoenix metro area, you see, I put the word metro in there because we are all spread out. But everything here in this clump around Phoenix is about 4.5 million people. Phoenix itself is under 2 million if you go by just Phoenix proper. But see, since everything is interconnected, you can go from one city to another and have no idea you just did it because it's all connected. We are the Phoenix metro. So with that, it is a different calculation, I think. Puts the lotion in the basket, says, no way OBJ's a rental. He's going to want a contract, and they're going to overpay him, and he's a lymphoma here waiting to happen.
Well, he is a rental because even if he wants a contract, that will be negotiated at the end of this season. And it may not be with the Rams. It may be, hey, he plays really well, but he doesn't get along with somebody in the locker room. It may be OBJ to somewhere else at the end of the season.
Or if they sit him too close to a mirror, he'll be in fights with himself.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's for sure.
Because, you got to keep him away from the kicking nets.
Yep.
You got to keep him away,
Yep.
from everybody. You make a mistake and there's a reflective surface.
Gatorade coolers, you got to keep him away from that.
You're going to walk in, he'll be screaming at himself in the mirror.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Bad blood there. All right, so let's do it. It's time now for NFL fan pick'em picks. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start with Tiger Paw's suggestion, Buffalo versus the Jets. Now, Buffalo should stomp the Jets. They should have
be the operative word.
the Jaguars. What do you think is going to happen in this game, Randy?
Well, I mean, I've got to believe that the Jets, the Buffalo Bills are going to rebound. I've got to believe that coach has got this team on alert, and there's no way Buffalo goes, 0-2 against two of the worst teams in football. I mean, all they need now is to play Detroit and lose to them. If they lose to the Jets, they'd have the trifecta of the worst teams in football.
Just cancel the rest of the season.
And you might as well just go home.
Yeah.
So I've got to believe Buffalo's going to win and win big. Give me the Bills in New York on Sunday.
What do you say, Keon? Are the Jets going to get their third win, or is Buffalo going to make things right?
No, Buffalo's going to make things right. And one of the things that stung them last week against the Jaguars is that they're one of the worst rushing defenses in the league. And that's something that they have to fix. They kind of work around it and operate through it. But that's a very big weakness of theirs. But the Jets are one of the worst rushing teams in the league. They're not going to be able to make the Bills pay for how bad their run defense is. And I just don't think that if you don't have that, I don't see exactly what else the Jets do well to hurt the Bills.
Fair enough. And yeah, I can't go against the, dominant team versus the weak team. And, for every reason you guys just said, I agree. So I think you can go ahead and go with the Buffalo Bills on this one, but who knows really, Tiger Paws, after last week. But I'm going to roll the dice on that myself and stick with the Buffalo Bills. All right, Thursday night football is the Baltimore Ravens at the Miami Dolphins. Keon, can you give Fish Tank any hope for a W tonight?
I'd love to. I'd love to say that the Dolphins have a real chance opportunity here, but we're talking about a Ravens team that just feels red hot. They play well when they have a lead. They play well when they're behind. Lamar Jackson can outpass your quarterback and outrush your quarterback or outrush your running backs in the same game. I just don't know what the Dolphins can do to stop that particular attack because they have been so hapless defensively. And here comes a guy, Lamar Jackson, who's going to test every fabric of your defense, and they haven't been good.
All right, Randy. So Keon taking the Washington football team, woe is me. The sky is falling approach to analyzing the Miami Dolphins. Mm-hmm. Do you concur or do you give Fish Tank some hope?
Come on, man. Come on, really? I'm sorry, Fish Tank. I really like you and I appreciate what you've done. But come on, man. As a Cardinal fan, a long-suffering Cardinals fan, I know what you're going through, but dude, Baltimore's got it all day.
Yeah, I'm afraid he's right. And even if you try to spike the punch with some Visine, we've seen that Lamar Jackson and even Poopy Pants can win. So, I'd say there's a whole lot of no hope for the Miami Dolphins tonight against the Baltimore Ravens. But good luck with your new quarterback you get next year with a really high draft pick. Trying to give him something positive here, man.
Yeah, at least there's that.
All right, so we've got a 5-4 bowl. That's right, just north of mediocre. It's the Cleveland Browns versus the New England Patriots. First thing, is this a good game?
Oh, I think it is. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, after last week, what Cleveland did, it was like they breathed a sigh of relief and ended up taking it out on the Bengals. OBJ was gone, and the whole team had to just a collective, glad that's over. And then they just went to work. So why wouldn't it happen again this week against New England?
So the question is this a good game? Will this be a good game to watch?
I mean, I think so.
And as you explain that, I see, okay, the Browns need to put on another W. They need to show that they are solid and back and ready to go. But the Patriots need this win even more than the Browns because they're still trying to prove themselves. So maybe you're right. Maybe this will be a good game.
I think it will be a good game. I do think that the Patriots do a lot of good things defensively that might be able to make this an interesting battle. And the Browns, If things get a little too tricky for them, they just like to line up and play power football, just run the ball right down your throat.
Right.
And they've been very successful at it. And when they don't ask Baker to do too much, which seems odd for a guy that you drafted number 1 overall, but when they ask him not to do too much, they play really, really well.
That is sad for him and makes sense to me because I don't care for him. Anyway, who'd you pick?
Cleveland.
And you picked?
I'm taking Cleveland.
I want to take the New England Patriots. They are at home. They have Bill Belichick. They have shown some sparks of life, but you're right. With that running game from the Browns, with the competent nature that they can run that offense, yeah, I've got the Cleveland Browns as well. All right. We've been way too unanimous on things.
Yes.
I hope it continues when we get to my pick. So the Colts are hosting the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hot off their win over Buffalo last week. But my Colts are the Colts.
Yeah.
And there is an issue with Carson Wentz.
Oh,
my
what,
wife's
too
theory.
good?
No. My wife's theory. So Carson Wentz, his wife is fat with baby and getting ready to pop at any time.
Yeah.
And he says, my wife and I have talked. Doesn't matter. I'm going to play that game. I'm playing that game. And if I miss the birth, I miss the birth. She understands how important this is. And I just trust God will affect the timing so that I can be there.
Yeah.
And all that stuff.
All right.
But then, according to my wife, as soon as the baby comes, there goes his quality of play.
Well.
Like Patrick Mahomes, like Russ Wilson, like some of these other people who have had dips in their productivity right after a baby.
Yeah.
It was bad enough as it was being a Colts fan. Now I got to worry about the baby blahs.
Mm-hmm.
But
I don't think that's a deal to hear.
But it's Jacksonville. So all right, who do you got, Keon?
I have your Colts. I'm sorry, Jacksonville. You get a victory. Nobody saw this coming. Josh Allen, the quarterback, has a really bad day, and you're able to beat the Bills. Congratulations, but you're not a good football team in any way outside
Bills
of.
are a better football team than my Colts.
They are, but I think that's just one of those fluky games where Josh Allen, the quarterback, didn't play well, and that's just I just don't think that the Colts have that, and also. They run the ball so well. If you have a bad day from Carson Wentz, it's okay. Just turn around, hand the ball off.
Do you know that's not how Frank Reich does things? Randy?
Look, man, again.
I would be surprised if you didn't get Jonathan Taylor involved.
This is the blue horseshoe, man. Jonathan Taylor, Carson Wentz, a above average good defense. They're coming off another win. Give me the damn blue horseshoe. Let's not beat around the bush here. Colts win big.
I don't know about big, but I just can't in good conscience pick the Jacksonville Jaguars. So, yes, I will go with my Indianapolis Colts. Not as confident as the two of you.
They're 2-6 for a reason.
Because of what I've seen. But, yeah, I'll go ahead and go with the Colts. All right, let's move on now to Ralph's game. That's right.
All right.
Harmon Solar Ralph is Sea Chickens are visiting the Green Bay Packers. I still don't know for sure if Aaron Rodgers is playing. We don't have a complete designation. It is reasonable to think that he will. So if he does play, it's assumed it'll be a bleep stump, right, Randy?
Yeah. Hey, listen, Seattle has no defense.
Zero.
You've got the reigning MVP and Aaron Rodgers. If he comes back and plays, I have no reason to believe that Green Bay will not win this game. So Green Bay will win this game.
I agree. And again, that is the hinging on Aaron Rodgers and whether or not he actually does play. Because if he does, that there's no resistance. The Seahawks have shown no ability to stop any decent quarterback, much less a guy who's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
I think Russell Wilson might be playing.
Yeah.
That's true. I did hear that. But we'll see. That also.
But if Russell Wilson plays and Aaron Rodgers doesn't, does that change your mind?
Yes.
Maybe. Yeah.
I'm gonna roll on. Aaron Rodgers plays, it'll be Green Bay. If he doesn't, and Russell Wilson does,
then you got to go Seahawks.
I'm thinking Seahawks. All right, listen, we've got 4 more picks to go, including Randy's epic Arizona Cardinals pick. We'll do that when we come back here in the next hour. It's the Daily Blender. Oh, by the way, I'll catch up on all these dang texts that all of a sudden showed up.
Hey,
It's Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Hi, this is Bruce Jacobs from my friends and former employers at ProCopy. For over 20 years, ProCopy has provided Arizona companies with the best office equipment available from companies like Ricoh. More importantly, they provide outstanding service after the sale with a 96% retention ratio and award-winning technicians. 3 years ago, they joined the Flex Technologies Group, an Arizona-based nationwide group of companies that share ProCopy's commitment to excellence. So if you have branches anywhere in the United States or just here in Arizona, you can get great personalized service even during the current climate. We use them here at the Fanatic and Money Radio KFNN, and they never disappoint because they remain a local company. They give back to our community by supporting ASU and the Thunderbirds through the Phoenix Open. The ProCopy Foundations has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars. That makes doing business with ProCopy good for your business. Just give them a call at 602-ProCopy. That's 602-776-2679.
Are you stuck in a timeshare you want out of? Tired of wasting thousands of dollars a year on maintenance fees and mortgage payments? Call now to get a free consultation and discover how to legally cancel your timeshare. The professionals at the Titan Exit Group are timeshare termination experts. In fact, they are so confident they can get you released from your timeshare, they offer a 100% money-back guarantee. If your timeshare is not canceled, you owe nothing. There's nothing to lose but the headaches and payments. Call the Titan Exit Group for your free consultation now. 800-200-0894. That's 800-200-0894. The call is free. The information is free. So don't wait. Call 800-200-0894. The Titan Exit Group has 100% five-star ratings with the Better Business Bureau. You can trust you'll get the best exit options in the first free call. Call now, 800-200-0894.
Happy holidays don't just happen on their own. You make them happen with a little help from new appliances at the Home Depot. Because warm wishes won't roast that turkey. You'll want a new convection oven for that. An air fryer will help make the season light and delicious. And while you're at it, consider a new LG or Samsung fridge that's big enough to hold all kinds of Christmas cheer. Make the holidays yours with the season's best savings on top appliances at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. I'm a better neighbor because my service has taught me how important it is to be a team player. My training helps me in my classes when I give attention to detail to the task at hand. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my country safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time by visiting nationalguard.com.
Sponsored by the Arizona Army National Guard. Aired by the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix
at 99.3 FM.
and K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
All right, everybody. It is week 10. It is 4 p.m. It is the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Keon Rose, push the buttons, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Halfway through our picks on a Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day, and thank you for your service, everybody out there listening who has served in the armed forces. We do sincerely thank you for that.
Yeah, indeed.
Papa Mike says, hey, Randy, I just got my 2 boxes of Built Bars delivered.
Hey.
Going to try them out while I'm hiking on Saturday morning.
You're going to like them.
There you go. Senior Wake and Bake says, Carson Wentz must have had a lot of babies because he sucks for like no reason. Damn. Wow. What, you think I'm going to argue? I was against it from the beginning. Oh, man. Blissel Hayes says Carson Wentz knows he can't afford to take a game off. Last time he took any time off, the backup quarterback won a Super Bowl.
Oh, boy.
It's a true statement. Shooter McGavin says, I'll try and give Fish Tank some hope. Teams that played overtime on Sunday are 4-20 against the spread on Thursday. Baltimore played an overtime game on Sunday.
That's a great stat. Way to do your research.
Very nicely done with the hope, Shooter McGavin, but between you and me, you know better than that. Fed Fam says, I'm picking Cleveland too. Fish Tank says, we're the trap game, Keon. We're the trap game. I don't believe this, but I'm trying to scream it into existence. We're a trap game. We're a trap game.
Look, I do it all the time. You know, sometimes you just got to pump yourself up. You look yourself in the mirror with all of your gear on. You go, we're the trap game. That's right.
We're a trap game.
We're the hunter this week. This week.
Trap game.
We're also delusional, but that's okay.
Fish Tank says, and Jeffrey, save it with the high first round draft pick thing. We traded away our first round picks, so we don't even get that.
Yeah.
That's right.
The Eagles have it.
That's right. What did they get for it?
Jalen Waddle.
Jalen Waddle and a box of Built Bars.
Which is unfortunate because the Eagles, they swapped picks too, and the Eagles just used their pick to also get a wide receiver. So it's
these teams don't have any idea what they're doing, do they? Miss Pringle says, just acquired a Traeger smoker. Need some tips.
Oh, nice.
Beef tips or smoking tips? Which kind of tips do you need?
Yeah.
Do you need smoking tips for your beef tips?
Smoking tips for your beef tips?
Yeah, if you're going to smoke some beef tips, you'll need some tips.
Yeah.
Tips for the tips.
Gonna have to have some tips for the tips.
That's right.
And that's just the tip of the entire thing.
Then when you get the tips, you have to tip for the tips for the tips.
Got a tip for the tips.
Don't ever forget to tip.
No, don't forget to tip.
Just the tip. Puts the lotion in the basket, says 420. Okay. Bruno Baller says, did Randy ever smoke a turkey? Did you ever end up doing that?
No, my son has done that, and I am looking at doing that if I can get a turkey this year. I'm looking at doing that this Thanksgiving.
We can't find one.
So, yes.
Can't smoke it if you can't find it.
The way I'm going to do it is I'm going to spatchcock.
That sounds sexy.
I'm going to cut it in half, basically.
Spatchcock.
So it will lay flat.
It's like the Gamecocks.
Gamecock, spatchcock. Yeah.
Sounds
if you look it up on the YouTube, spatchcock the turkey.
Don't do it in there, Keon. Not on a work computer.
You'll see what I mean.
Just in case. Bruno Baller says, I can't wait till the Cardinals bye week to hear Randy's pick where he picks the Cardinals even if they're not playing.
Hey, damn right.
There will be a pick that day.
You are damn right,
Yes,
my friend. Yeah.
Randy's chuckle says, is that why old man Rivers could never win a playoff game? He always had a baby coming out that year. According to my wife. Yeah. Yeah, Bruno, I'm sorry. Mr. Pringle says, yes, I need some smoking tips for the Traeger smoker.
Depends on what you're smoking. My recommendation is you go on the YouTube and you go to How to Barbecue Right and let Malcolm Reed help you out.
I just had an idea for the sales department.
Okay.
We should do a thing every day at 420, smoking tips. And we put like all this promotion out there.
Yeah.
420 smoking tips on 1580 The Fanatic. And then they show up and it's just us talking about grills.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, I feel so ripped off, but I'm stoned, so I'm okay with it.
Bro.
Yeah. See what I'm saying?
Bro, what are you doing, bro?
You know, they'll still show up and then they'll be a little disappointed. They'll be like, all right.
He's talking about meat.
It's all right. It's all right.
But then they'll be hungry. So
right. And then they'll get hungry about these. Then they'll go get a grill too.
And there you go.
It's a win-win, sales department. Baby Got Dak says, I hate to say this, Jeffrey, but Carson Wentz will probably pass out and get hurt in the delivery room since he's injury prone.
Oh, geez. He's not going to be in the injury room. Remember the delivery
Freudian
room.
slip.
He's not going to be in the injury room.
If he's on the football field when it happens, he's all right. But if he's there, they'll hand him the baby and his wrist will go, ah! And you're right. That's probably a bad idea. He might drop the baby.
No, come on.
Fed Fan says, looks like the turkey's cousin, the chicken, will be quite popular this Thanksgiving.
Could be. Or you could be like Jeffrey. If he can't get a turkey, he's going to have steak.
That's an obvious replacement.
Absolutely.
And I'm worried that there won't be enough steak to go around. Because
absolutely.
I even said to my wife, I says, well, if we can't find a turkey, maybe a ham. We paused for a few seconds and went, nah, get a steak. What's wrong with you? Hefty Lefty says, I'm surprised meat markets haven't employed that 420 strategy. Terrific idea, Jeffrey. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Smoking tips, man. Watermelon says, good afternoon, Blender Crew. Fourth Dimension. I have a question. How is there a supply chain issue with food that is grown and packaged here in the United States of America? Well, because you still need trucks to move it across the country, and there is a shortage of truckers. That's why with the boats that show up with all the Chinese stuff that goes to Walmart and to your houses, well, that's stuck on boats, and there's not enough trucks to move it. Well, likewise, here, in the bread basket of the world, we still have to move those things around too, and they have to be processed, and then they have to be transported again. And that's why we don't have enough truck drivers is the simple answer. I mean, that's a little bit simplified, but that is the reason. Not enough truck drivers. So he says, I don't imagine one of those boats is full of turkeys sitting out there. No, it's not a bunch of Chinese turkeys sitting out. No, that's not what's happening. Yeah, I'm just going to let that one sit there. Too many jokes percolating in my head. Dropping the soap says, hey, there's always chicken fried steak. Don't start that again. Don't start that again.
We all should just meet at the place.
Hefty Lefty says, speaking of meat, that ribeye turned out perfect last night. No hyperbole. It was the best steak I've ever had.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. So the before and after shot, the before shot that you sent, that thing looked hugely thick. And this shot looks a little less thick. Did you do something to it? I'm kind of curious. Don't usually like to ask a man about his meat, but hey, I peeked. I'm kind of curious. 888-368-1580. Let's get back to our NFL fan pick'em picks. I'm just really curious about something.
Okay.
I got a text Ralph from Harmon Solar. Hold on. Let me get my phone here. We did the pick on the Seattle Sea Chickens, and we all picked the Green Bay Packers to win.
Yeah.
See, where is he in my phone? I'm going to text him. Picking Seahawks or Green Bay?
I mean, I think you know the answer.
I assume he'll say Seahawks. That might be why he's not here today. He didn't want to have to say it and hear all the laughing.
Sea Chickens.
But we'll find out what he says a little bit later. All right, Sunday Night Football. It's the Kansas City Chiefs still struggling to get things right against the Las Vegas Raiders. Still struggling to, stay relevant after losing their head coach. They had 2 good wins in a row, and then they had a loss that was kind of stanky. So here they are now. Randy. Kansas City Chiefs don't feel like they have fixed their problems, and the coachless Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah.
What do you got?
I almost feel like you're exactly right. I don't feel like the Chiefs has fixed the problems. And I feel like Patrick Mahomes is still trying to force the issue. And he's trying to come up with this amazing play, and it's just not working. The magic is not working this year. On the other hand, I think the Las Vegas Raiders want to overcome and come out from the shadow of John Gruden and show that they're a good football team. I'm going to pick the Raiders on this because I think the Raiders will, in their heart, in their soul, they will will it into being, and they will be the victors in this game.
And they are at home, Keon. What do you say?
Normally I would say that helps, but we keep looking at the stats on home teams.
Yeah.
It's not helping. In fact, it's worse than playing on the road.
But this is a different home team. This is a different home crowd. This is Raider Nation, and they are not the same as everybody else.
That's true, and this is their first year in that stadium with fans.
And this is a rivalry game, if you have forgotten, the Chiefs and the Raiders.
I just don't trust the Chiefs anymore. This isn't even that much about the Raiders to me. I watched the Chiefs against the Giants last week, and it was as sad and miserable and desperate a victory as a team of that caliber that we literally just saw go to back-to-back Super Bowls. That team is not the team that we're watching right now. And if you're struggling like that to beat the Giants, the Raiders are much more talented than the Giants are.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and go with the Raiders myself. For all the reasons you've just explained. And I keep waiting to see some confidence, to see some poise, to see, all right, we got good game plan. We're doing what we're supposed to be doing. And I've seen Patrick Mahomes is trying. He's trying to discipline himself, but he can't help himself. And he continues to make the same mistakes week after week. That's why I'm going with the Raiders this time around. Somebody on the text line asked, why are your picks on Thursday? How come they're always different than what happens to you on Sunday? Well, not all of them. I think maybe each week, like on a Friday or Saturday night, sometimes Sunday morning, I'll go, I don't feel good about this anymore. After hearing some of the analysis, after reading some of the injury reports, and listen, I got a lot going on. So the first round of picks that I do just from the hip, just basically from the hip. So about every week I'll change like one or two of my picks before game time. After that, it locks. There's nothing you can do about it. So anyways, right now, just for example, I had originally just on instinct picked the Chiefs. But now I've just had to circle it and remind myself you're picking the Raiders later because Keon, you are absolutely right. And you picked the Raiders too, right?
Yes, I did.
Why are we all picking the same damn games?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe this week is just more of a.
Are you guys screwing with me?
No.
Well, actually, I'm making you guys say your picks first. So
yeah,
actually, yeah. All right. So let's do Monday Night Football. The Los Angeles Odell Beckham Jr. and Von Miller Rams heading on over to Levi Stadium to whoop up on those poor San Francisco 49ers.
Nice, clean Levi Stadium. All the whoop ass has been cleaned out of there. And the crew, I understand, has left there. And it's spick and span now.
Now, the Cardinals have beat both of these teams.
Yeah, they have.
I just wanted to say that out loud because I know that it aggravates the Rams and especially the 49er fans.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, the 49ers have been beaten twice by the Cardinals this year.
How about that? Anywho, Keon, Los Angeles Rams are 7-2. San Francisco 49ers are 3-5. This is going to be obvious, right?
Yes. As much as we can talk about the struggles that the Rams have had, a few slip-ups, a few hiccups here and there, and they're not the buzzsaw that we thought that they were. They've done a fantastic job of just leveling bad teams. When they go up against a team that they ought to beat, they destroy that team. And the Niners are terrible. There's just no getting around it. And it's weird that the Niners are this terrible because when you look at like individual players, they have a roster of talented guys, but it's not coming together to form anything useful. And Kyle Shanahan this year, for the first time since he's been the Niners coach, really looks over his head. I don't know exactly what's going on there.
On the hot seat.
The Rams are a much better football team, and they're going to show it.
Shanahan, a couple of years ago, was in the Super Bowl. And now he's on the hot seat. I really actually believe that. I think there is because what? Sean Lynch is going to fire himself. John Lynch, he's going to fire himself.
Yeah.
So, no, he's going to fire Shanahan.
And
he's on the hot seat. He's on the hot seat.
The last couple of years, you had the excuse of, well, look, I had Nick Mullins as my starting quarterback. Okay, well, Garoppolo's here. We drafted you, Trey Lance. That's who you wanted.
Uh-huh.
You're not winning football games.
Yeah.
Yep, I got the Rams all day, every day. Who do you got?
The blue and gold of the Rams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hate to say that. You don't want either team to win.
No.
They're both.
I wish they could both end in a tie.
Yeah, you can always hope for an earthquake.
Can't they end in a tie?
Saints soccer.
Jeffrey.
Oh, God, sorry.
You did it again.
I don't mean to do that. I really don't. All right, so let's go on now to Keon's game. Oh, boy, you got to be excited for this one. The Washington football team hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. As much as we couldn't find hope for Miami, can you find any hope for Keon and the Washington football team?
It's like a mirror here. Tampa Bay is 6-2. Washington is 2-6.
Mm-hmm.
Tampa Bay has a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Washington does not. Mm-hmm. I don't know who to pick in this one.
It's tough.
I feel like it's going to be a close one. Give me Tampa Bay, I guess.
Close.
It's a toss-up for me. Keon, I'm trying to be as good and respectful as I can.
Yeah.
We don't deserve it.
I'm just saying Tampa Bay. There's no analysis on this that makes anybody feel good.
Yeah.
None. Zero. Zilch.
None.
And I'd ask you to tell us why Washington could keep it close or make a good showing. Do you have anything? Because I have nothing.
They kept it close in that playoff game last year. That's the only thing I have to say that there's any hope at all. Because I'm going to quote Randy from earlier. Come on, man. It's just let's just be honest about what this is. There is an ass kicking coming down the pike for the Washington football team.
I don't know. God, come on.
It's going to be bad. It's going to be incredibly bad. The only analysis I care about is I'll be watching the University of Pittsburgh and their quarterback. What is it? Kenny Pitts. I'll be looking at their quarterback because he's a guy I want in the draft.
You're already shopping.
That is correct. I am in draft mode. It's over.
The good news is if Buffalo beats the Jets, that puts you in the number 2 position to draft because nobody believes that the Detroit Lions are going to beat the Steelers, right? There's like no chance that's going to happen.
No.
So, yeah, you're not going to get the number 1 pick. You're in good position to get the number 2. No, then again, there's the Dolphins.
Then there's the Dolphins, but the Dolphins seem to want a quarterback who is already polished. And that is where I'm like, okay, maybe they may not take a quarterback, plus the aforementioned first pick there that they gave up their first rounder already.
Yeah.
So that there may be a shot that a good quality quarterback will be available to draft for my football team because I do not care about what they're doing for the rest of the season.
Gotcha. All right. Well, here it is. Before we go to break and come back, don't forget, get your fantasy football questions ready because the Siege, CJ Kaltenbach, is going to join us and answer your fantasy football questions. But before we do that, it's time to talk about the Arizona Cardinals and the Carolina Panthers. Keon, this looks pretty damn good for the Cardinals with the number 1 defense. And then PJ Tucker Carlson, what's his name?
PJ Walker.
Yeah, they're PJ Walker, Texas Ranger. Who's sitting there he's playing for a job. Cam Newton's showing up. So this is his only chance to really shine and show everybody what he's got. Panthers defense, not that bad. So what do you got here?
I'm going to go Cardinals. I don't think it'll be that close. And it's not because the Panthers defense isn't good. It's very good, but that offense puts them in bad positions all the time. A PJ Walker, he could be interesting. He could actually turn out to give out a fun performance, but I just don't know that that's enough to just beat a Cardinals team that's firing on all cylinders, especially if Kyler Murray comes back and plays.
Yeah, Arizona Cardinals firing in all cylinders. The offense, they'll be fine. It may not be a huge scoring game. I give the Panthers defense a little more credit, but the offense for the Panthers is going to flounder mightily against the Arizona Cardinals defense. Simple as that. Arizona, of course, for the win. And now the moment you've all been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Randy White's pick between the Carolina Panthers and your Arizona Cardinals.
There's a group of black felines headed towards the desert Southwest. Bobblehead Darnold has struggled over the course of this year, starting out 3-0, but since then, mediocre at best. Christian McCaffrey, well, I think we've seen what's happened there. The Panthers are 13-5 all times against the Cardinals, with a 5-2 road record. But this year, I say, not so fast. As the 8-1 Cardinals, brimming with confidence after last week's beatdown of the San Francisco 49ers, should easily take care of the smock and the bobblehead and C2CMC squared double forte with a scapula thrown in for good measure. I see the Cardinals laying out all sorts of catnip, so these felines get confused. The Cardinals will win by 3 touchdowns in what will forever be known as Shave the Kitty in the Silver Nest.
Wow. Shaving the kitty, Randy.
Oh, yeah.
All
right.
Shave
the Kitty. Got the Clippers ready to go.
I feel like that's a new texture nickname right there. Shave the kitty says. Yeah. All right, so there you have it. Those are NFL Harmon Solar fan pick'em picks. Don't forget to do yours because you have a chance for an NFL jersey if you win the weekly prize. And of course, if you've been in it to win it, make sure you set those picks. That $1,580 from Harmon Solar, boy, that'd come in handy. We're taking a break and we're back. More of the Daily Blender after this. Your fantasy football questions about to get answered here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Dave Pash and Mike Golick here from Westwood One with a preview of Sunday Night Football. It's an NFC matchup between two teams coming off their bye week. When Kirk Cousins and the 3-3 Minnesota Vikings get a Halloween night visit from the 5-1 Dallas Cowboys. Can Ezekiel Elliott and the Cowboys extend their winning streak to 6 straight? Break it down for us, Mike.
Really looking forward to this matchup. The Minnesota Vikings playing better as of late, keeping Kirk Cousins a little more clean and the defense doing better. They don't want to let any more distance grow between them and the Green Bay Packers. As far as Dallas, they're not concerned about the division. They're concerned about the conference and that number 1 seed. Also, though, a concern about Dak Prescott. They don't want the trick of Dak, who was early on in the week in that walking booth. They want the treat of Dak being on the field.
All right, should be a good one. Join us for the Cowboys at the Vikings on Sunday Night Football. Remember to listen to Westwood One's exclusive coverage of the NFL all season long, right here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports.
O'Reilly. When you shop O'Reilly Auto Parts, you'll get the parts you need when you need them. Shop O'ReillyAuto.com and choose same-day curbside, same-day pickup, or same-day delivery. Powered by DoorDash. Now available at participating stores in your area. Trust the professional parts people to get you the parts you need today. Visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey, frequent heartburn may keep you from running your A game, but it doesn't have to anymore. Join the Prilosec OTC 2-week challenge. Just go to prilosecotc.com. You'll get $3 off to get you started, plus 14 days of tips, tricks, and reminders. Just 2 weeks, zero heartburn. Go to prilosecotc.com and sign up today. Zero heartburn is possible with Prilosec OTC. Used as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with your electric bill. And with all these things plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly bill? Well, you got to call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Providing you with the latest sports news, commentary, and analysis.
My youngest daughter got engaged to her longtime boyfriend. She answered all the questions correct. The one question I always like to ask is, why do you love my dog? You know that feeling when you misplace something and you can't find something and you just get that feeling in your stomach it's an important thing. And that's how I feel when I'm not around your dog.
Wow, Dale. You shut me down.
Jacobs and Hilly on Arizona's new home for sports, 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's sports betting station. Got Notre Dame taking on Virginia on Saturday at 6 p.m. At Grand Canyon University basketball Friday against North Florida State, 6:45 p.m. And all sorts of other good play-by-play over the weekend. But right now, everybody's lining up and getting ready, and we are all very excited for fantasy football Week 10. And joining us right now is the Siege, CJ Kaltenbach from Fantasy Guru and EliteFantasy.com to answer your fantasy football questions. So, Siege, we are now past the halfway point. It's no longer, it's a weird one because now it's a 17 game season. So now we're past the halfway point. Is everything starting to come into in a focus for you as a fantasy football player, or is it as confusing as it's ever been?
It's more the latter. I actually was looking through my teams today, and I have more 6-3 and 5-4 teams, really good points than I've ever had. And I also probably have fewer like 7-1 than 8-0. I was doing a poll of other guys, and a lot of guys in a similar situation. So I think the week-to-week ups and downs have been a lot more steep than maybe normal.
In our 10 different fantasy football leagues that we have, there's only one undefeated team right now, and there's only one team with only one loss. So there's a lot of teams that are in the mediocre, right there in the middle. So, yeah, like I said last week, I've never seen so many teams be 3-5. I've never seen that before either. But I imagine you've seen way more fantasy football than me. So if you're feeling it and seeing it, then yeah, it's got to be a real thing.
Yeah, it means that these couple weeks are the big weeks. Got to lock down, hunker down, and get those good lineups in.
Yeah, and soon the bye weeks, at least for the most part, will be over, and that's going to make life a little bit easier for everybody. So I had somebody actually email in a fantasy football question, and he's a doctor, and he doesn't always have a chance to tune in when you're on. So Screaming Eagle has texted in, says, "Hey, quarterback, Dak Prescott or Matthew Stafford, which one would you play?"
I think you go with Dak. I know that game against Denver last week was highly disappointing, but the Falcons' defense is a very good make-right spot.
Yeah, he says, interestingly, Fantasy Guru said to start Matthew Stafford, but NFL.com says start Dak Prescott.
Interesting. I know who does those rankings. I am very curious as to why they would like us to start. They're very good rankings, but that one definitely, I'm definitely going to throw that one up the flagpole.
There's going to be some conversations now, huh?
I'm just curious. The 49ers defense is pretty good. I don't really see that one, but there's a reason why the rankings do what they do. I don't agree personally.
There you go. Boomer Sooner says, "Hey, Mr. Fantasy, Derek Carr or Tannehill?"
Derek Carr. I mean, I'll play any quarterback against the Chiefs right now.
King of Kittens says, let's see, what? We just ran a promo for Sunday Night Football. Can you check on that? What the hell's that all about? Hefty Lefty says, standard scoring, Scary Terry or Debo Samuel?
What a nice problem to have, huh? Let's go with F1. And it's not Scary Terry, it's F1.
There you go.
In my practice, at least.
Just a tip says, Siege, I'm playing Dalvin Cook. Which one of these three do I also play? Devontae Freeman, Jordan Howard, or Tony Pollard?
Yeah, those are very similar options. I kind of like Freeman tonight. Lamar Jackson, by the way, hasn't had a rushing touchdown since week 2. I think they're trying to limit his regular season hits. So let's go with Freeman. I think they'll give him a crack when they get the other.
All right. Big George says, hey, Siege, fantasy football question. Would you start wide receiver Terry McLaurin against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in a flex position, or would you start tight end Mike Gesicki tonight against the Ravens, the worst team against the tight end?
I do like Gesicki. I definitely have bet him a whole bunch of different combos. Oh, boy, you can't bet Jeff one, though. He's just so good.
All right. Yeah,
you score him against them via the pass too. You got to play him.
Yeah, he said I was thinking McLaurin because he is the main guy in Washington, says Big George.
Yeah, he is. You got to play him.
All right, Siege, it's Randy here. I got a question about tight ends. I got Dallas Goedert and I got Kyle Pitts. Which one would you take?
I would play Kyle Pitts. I think the last couple of weeks were an adjustment to Joe Ridley. They played him a little bit more in the slot last week. I think they make that adjustment even more this week. And he goes back to that Ridley role he was crushing in before the Ridley news. I think he's a really good option.
All right. Well, since we're doing this, you got any questions for Siege there, Keon?
Yeah, I do actually. So flex spot for me, I could go Devontae Freeman or Zach Pascal, who has been playing pretty well lately.
I would play Freeman, but it's good to see that Ayuk is finally in your starting lineup and you got some points from him last week. I was thinking of you.
Yeah.
Go off.
I mean, it took forever, but he finally got there.
I like seeing it just because he's an ASU guy. I didn't realize you were using him. Good for you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, since everybody's asking about the flex, I'll ask about the flex. I got these three guys to put in the flex. Now, I know that Jarvis Landry is probably not a good option, but I've got Jarvis Landry, Ty Johnson, running back from the Jets, or Marquez Callaway.
Let's go with Callaway.
Yeah,
it's pretty close though between him and Ty Johnson, but I think Callaway has more pop.
This is where I get to feel smart because I actually have him in the flex right now when I ask that question. So, yeah, good for me. All right, so let's get back to the text line. Let's see. Jagdog says, "Is Adrian Peterson worth starting?"
There's a couple spots I'm starting him as an emergency flex, but I am not excited about it.
Oh, hey, what's the word on Knox? Is he going to be ready to go or what?
Full practice today, I would imagine he's going
to. So if he's ready to go, then you don't even think about Jared Cook or Mo Alley Cox.
Correct.
Okay. Let's see. Running back, it says Jagdog, McNichols or Bolden?
Bolden. I think the pass backs are going to be out. I think he's going to be the starter this week.
All right. Harley's Hammer says, I got Mahomes and Wentz. Who should I use, or should I go pick up Big Ben?
Over Mahomes? Play Mahomes, guys. You drafted Mahomes. I'll ride with the girl who brought you.
Yeah, but you know why everybody's nervous.
It doesn't matter. Like if Patrick Mahomes doesn't do Patrick Mahomes things, you're not winning anyways because you probably used an early round pick on Mahomes. So you just got to hope he turns it around.
So I guess if you guys are going to ask questions about Mahomes, you better have a good alternative, or Siege is going to slap you silly. Harry,
like Dak Prescott or better.
Yeah. Harry Soap says wide receiver question: Renfro of the Vegas Raiders or Michael Pittman?
What nice problems to have. Pittman.
There you go, Pittman.
I love Renfro though. I'll be floored if you have a better option.
Hefty Lefty says Herbert or Matt Ryan stacked with Patterson.
You got to play Herbert. I know Dallas looked so bad last week, but that just feels like it's one of those games you just throw in. It's football. Last week was just football. It was the craziest week I've ever watching games. I've just been like, what the am I watching? Like multiple times. So I just would ignore last week and I'd play Herbert.
Bob Shrisky says, hey, good day there, gentlemen. I got a question for you, CJ. Who would you take in a fight, Matt Nagy or the paper bag? Come on, Swirsky.
You know, the paper bag's probably going to be pretty heavy on the juice. I'll probably take Matt Nagy plus money.
There you go, Bob Swirsky. And we're sorry for your loss. Well, you know, football games. Just a Tip says, thank you for all your info, Siege. Would you play Pittsburgh or Baltimore defense?
Baltimore.
All right.
Lions off the bye are a little scary to me.
Say that again.
I would play Baltimore. I said the Lions off the bye are a little scary.
I don't think I've ever heard the Lions referred to as scary before.
The Lions off the bye are a little scary. Okay.
Yeah, coming off the bye week, maybe they're a little rested. I
remember someone making fun of me last week when I said the Jaguars were going to give a fight against the Buffalo Bills, and you said this Jacksonville team. Yeah, the one that won on Sunday, that one.
All right. This Lions team, I'll say it again. It's going to eventually be right. Harley's Hammer says Kittle or Knox at tight end.
Kittle, play your studs.
Double K says, will Javonte Williams be Denver's RB1 by season end or not till next season?
Probably not till next season, but he should be the RB1 right now. But these coaches love those veterans.
Beer Bob says, do you trust Russell Wilson this week if he comes off the IR?
Yeah, I trust him. Sure looks like that surgery looked fine. So, yeah, I trust him.
Hefty Lefty says, full PPR, Schultz or Fant?
Schultz. I think Schultz is an auto start at this point. He's kind of like a top 7 tight end. I would just start him and not think about it.
All right. Shooter McGavin says, Waddle or Julio Jones?
Waddle.
All right. Good Cat says, Beasley or Devontae Smith?
Beasley's safer. I'd play Beasley.
Kittle or Gesicki?
Kittle. Play your studs.
Big George says, all right, one last question, Siege. Would you start Jeremy Nichols, Mike Davis, or McKissick in a running back position this week?
This is probably crazy, but I'd probably start McKissick. Pass catching back against Tampa. You're going to have to you're not going to run on them, so short passes are going to be a thing. So I'd probably play McKissick.
George, we're doing pretty good today because he says, I was thinking McKissick. And he goes, or should I pick up Kenyon Drake instead?
I'd play McKissick. Him and Drake are pretty interchangeable. But I probably would pick up Drake over McNichols.
All right. Random Texter says, with Kamara questionable, do you seek Mark Ingram with their tough matchup against the run this week, or do you look elsewhere for a just-in-case running back?
I think you play Ingram for a just-in-case running back. I think he's fine, especially if they're going to play Trevor Siemian again, which sure sounds like they're going to.
Big Ted wants to bring us lunch on Monday, but we're not here, Big Ted. We're not here on Monday. Sorry, buddy. I'm out of office that day. Papa Mike says, I need two, CJ. Hines, T. Johnson, or B. Scott. And stop laughing because I already know it's bad.
I'd bench Scott. I'd play the other two.
There you go. Let's see. Anybody else have any more fantasy football questions?
Well, Siege, what have you heard about Kyler Murray's ankle? Is he going to play this weekend? I need to make a choice between him or Carson Wentz.
Sorry.
See, last week I had good info that they were going to sit. I don't have anything definitive.
So who would you start, Kyler Murray or Carson Wentz?
Doesn't Kyler play on Sunday?
Well, he's supposed to, but he hasn't been cleared to play yet. It's still kind of up in the air.
Yeah, I would suspect you're going to have the Kyler info by the time. Like, if Kyler's a true game time decision, I would play Wentz on Sunday, but I think you'll know one way or the other.
Don't you mean drop Wentz and find anybody else out there who might
I don't
start?
know why what did Carson Wentz ever do to you? He's been good.
I don't want him on my team. That's my team, man. I'm just, ever since Andrew Luck walked off the field, I ain't been right, man. I was watching that game and I was just like, no, I couldn't believe it happened. Sorry. I bet you got some good fantasy football points out of Andrew Luck back in the day, though, didn't you, Siege?
I never owned him. He always went too high.
Okay, fair enough. So by the way, I'm always trying to make sure I've got a good bead on a backup quarterback. I've got Justin Herbert, and he's done well for me, especially last week. I went and picked up Jimmy Garoppolo just because he happened to be sitting around. Who's a good sleeper backup quarterback that you might say, okay, if he's there, go get that guy?
Ryan Fitzpatrick should be coming back off the IR pretty soon. He's got a pretty friendly playoff schedule.
You think they'll start him over Hinkie?
I mean, they did give him that contract. I don't know why they wouldn't.
It's good. Yeah, it's a good point.
And Heineke's been pretty rough lately.
Yeah, that's a good point. That is a good point there. Fubar 1000 says, "Hey CJ, Herbert or Aaron Rodgers?"
Rodgers.
Yeah, if he plays, yeah, of course.
He's going to play. There was a good video from the NFL chief doctor basically saying it like he's going to play.
All right. Let's see. Just trying to weave in through things. Here's a good question. Odell Beckham Jr. going to be ready?
No.
Okay. Was it no? He won't be ready.
Right there. No.
Or don't play him. Dear God, don't play him.
Don't play him.
Sorry.
Dear God, don't play him.
Sorry, Keon.
I mean, I wasn't going to play him this week.
I got that.
He'll be fine once he gets like a week of practice. You can't play him.
Yeah. He's just out there. If he is on the field, he's a distraction, right? Just to try to help Cooper Kupp out.
If he's on the field, it's run straight.
Okay. Double K says, which defense, Tampa Bay or Baltimore?
Baltimore.
And Random Texter says, Carolina is signing Cam Newton to a $10 million contract. A, is he worth that? And B, is it worth picking him up for fantasy football at all?
No and no. I could not believe the amount of money when I saw that. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Did that say 10 million or 10,000? Yeah. Done.
The only thing that makes sense to me is they've got like shipping crates filled with Cam Newton jerseys they haven't been able to unload yet. And this is the only way they can sell them.
Oh my God.
Papa Mike says, I need two. Hopkins, Kirk, or Julio Jones?
I'd play the Cardinals, assuming that that Hopkins plays.
Yeah. Good Cat says, Rodgers or Allen?
Rodgers.
Just the Tip says, Miles.
Actually, that's not right. Oh, yeah.
So Josh Allen over Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Okay. Just the Tip says, Miles Sanders taking up space on my bench. Is he even still worth it?
Yes. Have you seen Boston Scott try to run?
Thunder Snow says, Mike Evans or Chris Godwin?
Chris Godwin, I don't think he's going to play with that foot injury, so play Mike Evans.
All right. Random Texter's feeling sensitive. He's like, don't laugh. They're going to start him over Darnold. Yeah.
Should they?
I'm not even sure about that, by the way. I wouldn't even be sure about that.
Yeah, well, listen, it's a good question, Random Texter. We're not laughing at you. We're laughing with you. And Siege, thanks so much for being with us and answering all these questions. It's the Siege, CJ Kaltenbach from Fantasy Guru and EliteFantasy.com. If these peoples wants to follow you on the Twitter and bug you for questions there, where do they go?
At the Siege DFS.
There you go. At the Siege DFS. We'll see you next week and good luck to you, buddy.
All right, you too, guys.
All right, guys, we got to take a break. When we come back, we will get back to the text line, get caught up, and we'll talk some more NFL football. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Hey guys, it's Stephen McCollum from the main event here on 1580 The Fanatic. Coming up on Friday at 1 p.m., Friday Means Football, Week 10 in the NFL, and we'll update injuries and more information on OBJ to the Rams, Cardinals at home against the Panthers, and ASU at Washington. I'll get you the latest. Suns going to Friday night with a 6-game winning streak. We'll preview the weekend. So join me, Stephen McCollum, on the main event, Friday, 1 p.m. on 1580, 99.3 FM, The Fanatic.
Time for some smart saving. Make their dreams their reality.
I'm Arizona State Treasurer Kimberly Yee. Whatever your little one dreams of becoming, a doctor, a chef, a firefighter, they're going to need a plan and savings. Open an AZ 529 education savings plan, and you will be able to pay for their future education. Visit az529.gov and start saving to make their dream job come true.
Now that's smart saving. Sponsored by the Office of the Arizona State Treasurer.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. You've got to remember to do your testing, and you always need to be sticking your fingers. The new way to live your life with diabetes is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body, and it continuously monitors your glucose levels, helping you spend more time in range and freeing you from painful finger pricks. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day, or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call U.S. Medical Supply today for a free benefits check. We offer free shipping, 90-day supplies, and we bill Medicare or your insurance directly. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-438-8173. 800-438-8173. 800-438-8173. That's 800-438-8173.
There's a time to be fearful and a time to be calm. A time to be aggressive and a time to be conservative, especially when it comes to investing. You've heard the phrase, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose.
Hello, I'm Mo Ansari, president of Compact Asset Management. At Compact, we strive to provide you with the tools and experience it takes to be in the right place at the right time to grow and protect your hard-earned money. Call pound 250 on the cell phone and say, talk to Mo, and let's check your goals together. You'll get a free portfolio review and risk analysis, and we'll focus on your investment strategies. Call pound 250 on your cell phone and say, talk to Mo, or visit us online at compact.com. That's COMPAK.com.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor, funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA, SIPC.
Your home for sports. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Whoops. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Sorry, Ookla. I didn't see your question right after your very rude last text before it. I just figured whatever came next was just more horribleness. So, yeah, I didn't see your question about Josh Jacobs or Ezekiel Elliott or James Conner. I know that Siege is not a fan of Josh Jacobs. He'd probably tell you Ezekiel Elliott because I think he's been pretty productive lately, hasn't he? James Conner doesn't do too bad.
Zeke's been good, but isn't he dinged up a little bit?
Yeah, go find the Siege on the Twitter, Ookla. It's at the Siege DFS, and he'll probably answer your question. Just don't call him names like you called me names. Fubar 1000 says, "Hiya, Blender dudes. So I've been pondering this question, Randy. What are your thoughts on the Cardinals being the #1 overall seed in the playoffs? Good thing, or is that a bad omen?"
Well, I don't think it's a bad omen at all. As a matter of fact, I think it's a great thing. If they end up the #1 seed, guess what? They get an extra bye. They get an extra day off, an extra week off. So I'm hoping that the Cardinals will get that #1 overall pick and or that #1 overall seeding. And that also means that it's a little softer route. I know it's the NFL playoffs, but it's a little softer route to get deeper into the playoffs. So I'm all for it.
Bruno Baller says, "I would think the fact there's a game on Thursday night has a lot to do with why you're picking games on Thursday."
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Your point.
So someone asked earlier why we were doing a
spot on.
Well, I think what they were asking was, why do my picks change? Sometimes what I say
true.
my pick is on Thursday changes on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday morning.
Mm-hmm.
But Yeah, you guys are as well allowed to change your pick right up until game time. And like I said, I'm shooting from the hip on these picks that we do on air. And then later I kind of take a look at it and go, or my wife will say something. And she'll be like, are you sure about that? Like, well, she knows her football. So when she says that, that makes me go, yeah. And then like when she's not looking, okay, let's see this again. Okay, what did I do? What did I do? What did I do? So that is why. Let's see. Billy from Phoenix says Odell Beckham Jr. will fit in just fine in LA. Him and Russell Westbrook and LeBron, they all belong in that same city. You know, remember Ghostbusters? Remember the original? You know,
Yes.
by the way, this new Ghostbusters doesn't look bad. The Paul Rudd,
All right.
and which, by the way, congratulations, Paul Rudd, for narrowly beating me for sexiest man alive again.
Wow.
Congratulations.
I don't know how he did it.
I don't get it either. Anyway, so you know, there's this new Ghostbuster movie out.
Yes.
And then the trailer, I think Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray might be in that one.
Yes.
It looks pretty good.
Yes.
I could be wrong. But back to the original Ghostbusters. Remember when they're like, oh, underneath the city, there's all this ghosty stuff, and it's more than we can handle. It's more than we can take. And then they had to do a thing with the, and then you know, and we could play some Parcheesi. You know, the whole thing from the movie. And when you see all the douchebaggery in LA, Odell Beckham Jr., Russell Westbrook, LeBron James,
Yes.
etc. We might need some douche busters.
Oh, wow, douche busters. I like
douche busters. Yeah, I feel
like
like
it.
I get to work on that script right away.
There we go.
I don't know. I don't know how you bust a douche, but okay, that's probably we'll move on.
Yeah.
Big Stanky says, good afternoon, guys. Happy Veterans Day, everybody. Happy Veterans Day to you as well. Senior Wake and Bake says, Randy, you beat us twice this season, but who did you beat in the Super Bowl? No one.
No, it's true. Yeah.
You all right in there, Keon?
But that was then, and this is now. So, congrats on your past Super Bowl wins. You won't be going this year.
No, you're not going to win this weekend either.
Right.
602 Pats fan says, damn stupid Rams. Yeah, the Patriot fans are starting to get a little excited about the prospect of old OBJ joining them and giving old Mac Jones somebody to throw to. Fish Tank says Tua is officially out. We are dead to rights tonight, fellas. Place your bets in the Ravens, and yep, they'll cover the spread. Just the Tip says, so you're sitting around listening to your radio pals the other day, smoking a spatchcock turkey for Thanksgiving came up. That's a Texas size 10-4, good buddy.
Yeah.
There you go. Good for you, man. Ukla Mock says, try to be nice to some people. Yeah, you cut me deep, radio pal. You cut me deep. Sure, you didn't see. No, I legitimately didn't, because by the time I looked down, it said, thanks, radio pal. And I didn't know you had a question behind that. So you should have just left it be. Random Texter says, did Randy just say seeding and soft root all in the same sentence? I thought this was a family show. We have no idea where you ever got that idea. That's on you.
What show have you been listening to
Yeah.
this entire time?
Hefty Lefty says, OBJ finally has everything he always wanted by going to LA.
Really?
Fame.
You think so?
Is it really going to be fame for him there, you think? Do you really think it'll be fame?
If he plays well.
You really think he's going to play well?
He could. Like, I don't know, but he physically, whenever he has been healthy, he's been able to make some big plays. And he just has to be consistent, and maybe he has a better connection with Matthew Stafford than he did with Baker Mayfield.
Hefty Lefty, we'll see if you're right. Sun Devil Raul says, hey guys, they let me back on 1580. Do you miss me? By the way, I look like Paul Rudd. I don't know if we'd believe you on that. What do you mean they let you back on 1580? Whoever said you couldn't listen to 1580?
Yeah.
I didn't ban you.
Who said that?
Did you ban him? Did you ban him?
No, I don't have the power to ban anybody.
Well, Sun Devil Raul, hello. Good Cat says, will the Douche Brothers movie be produced by Summer's Eve and funded by Massengill? It's not Douche Brothers, it's Douche Busters. And if we can get the money, yes.
It's a good question.
Fed Fan says, Paul Rudd got sexiest man alive? Interesting. Yeah, I know. It's not fair, but whatever. I get screwed on this deal every year. Fed fan says, Keon, even though your football team sucks, your basketball team is doing really well.
The 8-3 Washington Wizards. Who knew?
Yeah.
I would never have guessed.
You're waiting for like the next shoe to drop, right?
Oh,
You're just like
absolutely
kind of squinting at the screen, like it's just what is going on here?
100%. Now it does help that we traded away Russell Westbrook for like 3 solid players, so
that helps.
Our team got deeper.
Sure. Let's see. Bruno Baller says, if this was a family show, it'd be a very dysfunctional family show. Big George says, so with the time change, does that mean we get a full show today, or do you cut away at 5:30? No, we've never done that on Thursday. It's been 5 p.m. Now it's 6 p.m. I'm against it. Senior Wake and Bake says, Randy, congratulations on your. Okay, everybody, it's the same joke you made like minutes ago, Senior Wake and Bake. Clean the resin from your bong. Ukul the Mock says, I wish a pox on you, Radio Pal. You just wished a pox on me.
Wonder why you would do that.
I don't know.
Yeah, Shakespearean.
Awfully
insults.
mean.
Just kind of rude. You want some weather report too?
No.
Yeah. Up yours, Ukla.
Yeah.
Wishing a pox on me.
Yeah. You wish a pox on my pal?
Yeah.
I give you no weather reports.
No weather for you, Ukla. So there.
I do feel better about Ukla being mean to you though, just because it just feels normal.
Yeah. It's
Him
better
being
than
nice to you was just that was bizarre.
You'd think there's some mid-range,
yeah,
where you didn't have to be sickly, nice and sweet. And he doesn't have to be evil and rude,
A happy medium somewhere.
Just saying.
Or an angry medium.
Something.
I don't know what you would call it.
I don't know. Anything better.
Angry medium.
Just horrible. Just the Tip says, not for air unless you want it to be, Jeffrey. Okay. He says, we can all change our mind about our picks from Thursday to Sunday. My question, have you ever put out on air a pick that you didn't believe in, but you were saying to get others to pick that to gain an advantage in the picks contest? I am not that diabolical. No. Why would I do that?
I mean, there was actually 3 weeks where Jeffrey was concerned he wasn't going to be in the lead anymore. I just don't think that. No, I don't think that's happening.
Oh, Sun Devil Raoul says, you guys banned me. The third wheel of Dale and Bruce in the morning show removed the block from my number. You guys banned me because I was too mean. Oh, yeah. You really mean that day. Block. All right. Mr. Wilbur says, grow up, pigs. Wait, what?
Who said that?
Mr. Wilbur.
Why would you say that to? Why is
Who are
everybody
you talking to?
All of a sudden, everybody is angry with us.
Who is the pig that needs to grow up? Us? What did we even say to Mr. Wilbur? What did we do?
Let's see. Big George says, did you guys see that UConn has hired former UCLA and NFL coach Jim Mora to be the next head football coach?
Yes.
Isn't he like really old now?
No. He's still a young man.
Yeah.
Well, compared to me, everybody's a young man.
I thought he was old. I'm thinking of somebody else. Anyway, 5-year contract.
To be clear, I think.
Oh, that's why, because his dad was my coach for a minute. There it is. That's what I was thinking. He says he'll make $1.5 million in the first season and could earn another $200,000 in annual performance incentives. He'll begin his head coaching duties November 28th after serving as an assistant coach for the rest of the 2021 season. Okay.
Wow.
Interesting.
So you're saying that he's going to go there, be an assistant coach for the rest of this season, and then as soon as this season's over, take over as head coach.
What does this do for UConn, Keon?
I hope it helps them recruit a little bit better. They don't have that much talent, and I believe their previous head coach Randy Edsall was his face showed me that he was always in over his head. So I hope that this Jim Mora UConn team at least is a little bit more stable. That's the best that I can do. That UConn team has stunk for a while.
Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, I asked the mighty 8-ball if Jeffrey should keep his newly grown beard. It said, most definitely not.
Wow.
Well, I respect my wife's wishes, but I kind of feel like this has got to go. Kind of feel like it's got to go.
It's time to leave.
Yeah. She wants me to keep it till after Thanksgiving. So, I don't understand it either. I don't know. All right. Let's see. We've got to take a break. When we come back in the next hour, we'll talk NFL. We'll get you caught up on some of the injury reports and updates and other things that have happened today, other assorted things. I need to eat something. Blood sugar getting low. Yeah. Hungry.
Shouldn't have given your M&Ms away.
Well, normally by this time, we're signing off for Thursday Night Football.
Yep, that's true.
So
good point.
I think we should just sign off anyway.
Okay. I don't think we'll get away with it.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's look down the hall and see if Radio Ron is here. If he's not here, it's a possibility.
Okay.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Happy holidays don't just happen on their own. You make them happen with a little help from new appliances at the Home Depot. Because warm wishes won't roast that turkey. You'll want a new convection oven for that. An air fryer will help make the season light and delicious. And while you're at it, consider a new LG or Samsung fridge that's big enough to hold all kinds of Christmas cheer. Make the holidays yours with the season's best savings on top appliances at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Everybody, Mark Asher, back to tell you about my friends at Valley Medical Weight Loss. I love this company. I've used them. I have friends that have used them. A ton of weight has been lost in a quick amount of time and the right way. That's the important part. Look, they have 3 Valley locations, Tempe, Glendale, and Phoenix. So one is close to you, and they've been doing this for well over a decade. And right now you can get your first week, $31.95, absolutely free. Just mention Money Radio or mention The Fanatic, and it is on them. 602-441-3305 or valleymedicalweightloss.com.
When it comes to automotive repairs, where do you start? Been looking for a new home? Should you rent or buy? If you're looking for the latest trends in the automotive industry or real estate, look no further than the Drive Friendly Radio Show. Hosted by Steve, with over 40 years in the automotive industry, and Felicia, who's well established in the real estate market, you can get great advice and insight you can trust. You'll be smarter for listening, and maybe you'll have a little fun, too. The Drive Friendly Radio Show, Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
8 presents Terrifying Jobs.
Bull Rider, take 2.
Today we're talking with Clifford Maxwell, a rodeo bullfighter. His job? Distract raging bulls from going after thrown riders. Cliff, this seems like a really terrifying job. Why do you do it?
I love protecting the bull riders when they get bucked up.
How big are these bulls?
12 to 2,200 pounds of pure muscle.
You're not cowed by any of this, obviously. Is there anything that scares you?
Yeah. Distracted drivers terrify me.
This message is brought to you by ABA and this station.
Your home has gone way up in value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canier with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money-saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Hi, Randy here from the Race Setup. Ever hear of Built Bar? It's the protein bar that tastes like a candy bar. Built is also the official partner of NASCAR, so you know it's the real deal. It's low in calories, low in sugar, high in protein. But you won't believe how good it tastes. They have all sorts of flavors like coconut almond, mint brownie, raspberry, cookies and cream, and double chocolate. My favorite. Where do you get them? At Built.com. Use code Randy10 and get 10% off your order. Randy10 for 10% off at Built.com.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
This is KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Keon Rose pushing the buttons, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And yeah, Jacoby Brissett making a start for the Dolphins tonight.
Hey, there you go.
It's still going to be bad.
I'm sorry.
It's going to be bad.
It is going to be bad. But, you know, I do like Jacoby Brissett. The guy is all heart. I mean, he works his ass off when he's out there. It's just the results may vary.
Yeah, he's a good backup quarterback. And I remember when he went to the Dolphins, and I remember him saying, why do you want him? because do you need a backup? Okay, I guess that's what's happening there. Anyway, so I want to talk about your quarterback, Kyler Murray, though, Randy.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray is saying his ankles are feeling way better. He's feeling better, and are we actually saying he's going to play yet? Are we actually confident that he may find his way onto the field?
Well, I was looking at the Cardinals app. He wasn't in practice today, which doesn't mean a whole lot. Cliff Kingsbury said last week he doesn't really need to practice in order to play in a game. I think he knows the offense pretty well, and I think he would bring his A game. But the bottom line is, it sure be nice to see him out there moving around a little bit to give you some confidence that he's ready to go.
All right. Well, he was hurt, his ankles.
Yeah.
Do you want him back yet? Do you think he should come back?
I see. I'm 50-50 on this. We handled our business last weekend, and we used Colt McCoy, and it was an efficient game for the Cardinals. Do we do that again? Or do you want your number one quarterback back behind the center and running this offense? It's a tough question for me because I feel like, if he could come back, great. But then if he's not 150%, why would I want him back on the field?
I feel like you could win this game with Colt McCoy.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would agree with you then.
There's really no reason to rush Kyler Murray back other than it's a W probably. And, he probably wants to play. He's a competitor. He's ready to go.
You don't want him out too long because, you've got this game against Carolina, and then I think you have Seattle, and then you have the bye week. So, or maybe I have it backwards. So,
no, you're 100% correct.
You don't want him out too long. You want him to go into the bye week, maybe playing against Seattle. And then you go to bye week. If he's out like 3 weeks, what's he going to look like when he comes back? It's going to be kind of rusty. It's going to be out of time.
Well, the word is he's feeling better. We'll see if he actually is in a position to play.
Yeah.
Hopefully the Cardinals, staff smart enough to save him from himself if he is not really ready to go. Boomer Sooner says, guys, if there's any question whatsoever that Kyler's not 100%, there's no such thing as 150%, by the way. If he's not setting, Colt McCoy is a good quarterback. Okay,
well,
starting.
He's a good backup. And yes, there is. In my world, there is 150%. Don't tell me.
Well, here comes Big George. Is it possible to be at 150%?
Yes.
I think the most you can be is 100%.
No, Big George.
Anything above that defies the laws of physics, Randy.
150%.
This one goes to 11. Bruno Baller says the charcoal Prickett guy that's on the Dolphins now. Did he play for the Colts?
Who?
Charcoal Prickett? I don't know what you're talking about. I think he's saying Jacoby Brissett.
Oh.
Navy Brad says, Jeffrey, I fully agree with you. Show La Brea. So bad it puts me to sleep. Yeah, I've got 2 sitting on the DVR, and I'm just like, why would I do that to myself? We watch a few episodes, and you're kind of like, all right, well, we'll play along. Oh my God, the acting is horrible. The worst is see, now I'm going to be the jerk. The worst is the girl with the peg leg. With the artificial leg. The daughter. She is the worst actress. The guy who plays her dad, second worst actor ever. There's so many bad actors on this show.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where you're trying to get into the show. You're trying to be part of it. You're like, yeah, I could see how maybe this could be a thing. All right, let's do this. And you're like, my God, this acting is so bad. It pulls you out of the story.
Mm-hmm.
It's horrible. All of the acting is bad. But really, that girl, holy God, oh God, I was just like, please turn the camera away from her. Turn the camera away from her. Oh, I don't know how she got that part. But, she's very courageous. She only has one leg, whatever. So Just the Tip says, I would like to donate $5 to a Blender sponsored gift.
What?
Why? He says, if we get enough fourth dimensioners together, we can help upgrade the shoe phone that Siege uses. Maybe get him a cone of silence. Yeah, it was bad again this week, wasn't it? Your team sucks, Jeffrey.
Why do all the bad
your
things?
Your quarterbacks suck, Jeffrey.
Why do all the bad things seem to come through?
Yeah. Wiggy, my piggy, says, put him in. It's not like he's going to grow anymore. But is that it? Why would you go there, Wiggy, my piggy? Just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Unnecessary.
Enjoy that whistle.
Bruno Baller says, is Randy saying it takes 1.5 or 150% of Kyler Murray to make a full
Look,
quarterback?
I said 150%. Give me a break.
Big,
God.
Big Stanky says, Randy, will you be at the Rams Cards game Monday night?
No.
Well, that's like it's in another state, man. Wait, no, he's not going to go. He says, by the way, I'm a diehard Titans fan, but have always rooted for your Cardinals.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
What do you think? We're jet setters?
Yeah, the Jets in the shop this week anyway.
And Randy's request for a helicopter denied for like the 5th year in a row.
Yeah.
Fubar 1000 says, it's not the law of physics, Jeffrey. It's a law of mathematics. That's why you're an ASU homer. I was reading a text, Fubar. That wasn't even me. Boomer Sooner says, do you ever think that that's the way she's supposed to act because she's an actor? Just asking. Badly? No, she's a bad actress. Nobody says, all right, put out a casting call. We're looking for somebody who's such a good actress that she seems like the worst actress ever. And I mean ever. Now listen, don't pull any punches. When you're auditioning, you've got to find the worst. Because she would be the best.
This is not Once Upon a Time in Hollywood with Leonardo DiCaprio playing an actor in a movie, and he's playing an actor who kind of stinks.
No,
that's just different.
This is actually an actress who stinks badly. Watch La Brea. You'll see what I'm saying.
With all due respect, I will not. But
yeah,
I'll take your word for it.
I mean, if you want to see what I'm talking about, all you need to do is watch that first episode. And when she's all, oh, my brother and my mom, and when she's like, just, oh, you're like, just stop.
When they put out the casting call for it, we would like an actress who is wooden and stiff and awkward.
We didn't mean your leg and your acting ability. We just meant. Oh, you think I'm kidding? Go watch La Brea on demand, and then the daughter.
Now, why would you do that?
Just saying, it's bad.
Why would you do that?
What?
You yourself do not want to watch this terrible, pitiful show. And now you're telling everybody, if you don't believe me, go watch it.
Fast forward to the part where she's in it, see it, turn it off.
Huh.
You know what I'm saying? It's bad. I don't know if my wife's going to keep watching it though.
Well,
she might make me keep watching.
If you got 2 in the can on the DVR, it's a good bet you're going to be watching that again.
Does the terrible acting phase her at all?
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
Why does she keep watching it?
She doesn't know. We've had this conversation. We don't know. We don't know.
Is it NBC, La Brea? Is it NBC?
Yeah.
See, I'm almost thinking that they're emitting some sort of a tone that draws you in and makes you watch, so you stay there and watch even bad programming. Some sort of a tone is coming through your television set.
I don't know.
And it's a tone they've been working on there at the Peacock for years, and that's why they keep getting all these big ratings.
Yeah, but I don't really watch every show on the NBC. And I'll tell you, dropping the soap. So, are you saying her acting is a crutch? If only she used that. Rough Rob says, sounds like a Nicolas Cage show right there. Thundar Santa Barbarian says, so basically Jeffrey treats Randy like Doug from Liberty Mutual commercial when he asks for a helicopter. Come on, radio guy. Randy's your pal. Approve the damn helicopter.
Well, it's not Jeffrey's to approve.
It's not according to me. That's Radio Run.
If it was up to Jeffrey, I'd have 2 of them.
We'd have, he'd have one, I'd have one, and we'd probably end up crashing them into each other.
Heck yeah.
Fighting and giggling as we parachuted down.
Helicopter jousting. Are you kidding me?
It'd be a very short-lived fleet of helicopters.
But boy, would we have fun.
And that's why Radio Ron will never approve it. Navy Brad says, I'm just waiting for Marshall, Will, and Holly to show up in that show. That's right. It is just like Land of the Lost. It is a little bit of a ripoff. There's just no dinosaurs, though. There's saber-toothed tigers. And when the sloth came through, spoiler alert, oh, spoiler alert. When the giant sloth came through and ate all their food, they had laid out conveniently in the middle of their little campground. I was just like, okay, we just turn this off. This is horrible. This is so damn stupid. Seriously, it was a giant sloth. Senior Wakeham Bake says, Randy, I heard Murray was okay. I'm not doing it. Not doing it.
There's your whistle.
Ukla says, wait a minute, Radio Pal. How do you act like you have a peg leg? Well, she actually does have a fake leg. She does. But if I were to act, I mean, because sometimes they put the green stocking on you to make it look like you've lost your leg. That's like they do in the movies and stuff. Like Lieutenant Dan. I remember Lieutenant Dan from Forrest Gump. He's got both his legs. So they had to do a thing, and that's what they could have done with her, but I don't think so. That looks pretty real to me. Yeah, there's no Slee Stacks in the show. No. The special effects way better than Land of the Lost.
Okay,
on La Brea, but it's just not. No, it's not worth it.
There's no Slee Stacks in it.
No Slee Stacks.
Damn it.
And Jet says, so what is everybody's feelings about Kansas City and the Raiders? I'm going to switch my pick over to the Raiders because they're playing in Vegas. What do you guys say? I'm late to the show. Well, earlier we were all talking. I originally was going to pick the Chiefs. And the more we talked through it, I was like, yeah, I can't. Patrick Mahomes is still lumpy and frumpy and dumpy. I just can't reconcile whatever the hell it is going wrong and what he's going through. And the Raiders have hung in there in adversity. I mean, they lost Ruggs because of the dumb crap he did. They lost another guy because of the dumb crap he did. And then they lost their coach because of the dumb crap he did. But yet they've still 2 out of the last 3 games were able to win.
Yeah.
So all of those things combined, you got to go with the Chiefs. And I'll tell you what, though, outside of Patrick Mahomes' issues or whatever the Chiefs' issues are, this should have been an easy pick to say Chiefs. But it's just not happening this year.
So are you going with the Chiefs or not? I just heard you say it's got to be an easy pick for you to go with the Chiefs.
I said if it had been a normal year. It's not, so I'm going Raiders.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
We already said that. But the Jet was late to the show.
Yeah.
So. Good Cat says, Randy, don't get a helicopter.
No.
Remember what happened to Kobe?
Well,
yeah, you'll be tempted to do things to people in Colorado hotel rooms that you should not do.
Now, come on now. That's it. Come on.
Unrelated things.
The two are completely related, Keon, you child.
Come on. I'm not. No.
What was that?
Now I have to withdraw my request for a damn helicopter.
Yeah. Yeah, way to go, Good Cat.
Now what am I going to do?
Good Just Tip says, Randy, you already have a heterosexual life partner there, as do I. But damn, the clean shaven look does you justice. Wait,
thank you.
You're not clean shaven. Yeah, he's got his goatee going there.
Yeah, still have my goatee.
Yeah, I didn't.
I guess he means relative to the beard.
I didn't realize you.
I did have a nice growth there.
Well, I knew that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't realize you mowed though.
Oh yeah,
you mowed.
Well,
since yesterday, you mowed.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No, I'll mow again tomorrow.
All right. Slow Mo Zoe says, do you think Kyler Murray's ankle injury had something to do with him wearing elevator shoes?
There's your whistle.
Ukla says, Slee Stacks are badass, like Dawn of the Dead before its time. The Slee Stacks were the worst. They were the worst. They were like, all they did was this.
Yeah.
They didn't do anything. They never attacked you, bit you, stabbed you. They just would walk in the room and be, like, do you need some inhaler or something?
Yeah.
What the hell's going on here? Yeah. Just come on, man. Thunder Santa Barbarian says, everyone knows Gary Sinise took off his legs for Forrest Gump. Then he put them back on again for CSI New York.
Somehow I don't know that that's real. No.
Fubar says, how could you only have a helicopter, if you're with Liberty Mutual?
What? I'm not with Liberty Mutual.
I'm with State Farm.
Yeah, we're talking about the Harmon Solar Weather Center needs a helicopter.
I think that is a reference to the Liberty Mutual.
And he didn't get one either.
No.
Also denied.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Thunder Snow says, Randy, the Jet was late to the show. Can we rewind, please? No, we're not rewinding. We're not rewinding.
Did you say rewind?
No, we're not rewinding. We're in too deep. Mr. Wilbur says, all work and no play makes Jeffrey adult boy. Is that like a new superhero? Adult boy? Or did you mean a dull boy? Mr. Wilbur's got he's either drunk or the braille. Somebody, as a joke, moved the braille buttons on his phone around, and he's texting in nonsense now because no
sexy beast.
Earlier he said, "Grow up, pigs." Now he's saying,
never explained, by the way, what that text was about.
Yeah,
Mr. Wilbur, I'm still waiting.
What pigs? Are we pigs? 602 Pats fan says, do the Rams have to sign every star player to really win a Super Bowl?
Boy, they really want to win a Super Bowl, don't they? And
I don't blame them.
They are all in. They're going to use everybody's money. They're going to use Magic's money. I think they've called up the Kobe Bryant estate. They're going to use all of his money. They want to do anything they can to get a damn Super Bowl in Los Angeles.
Well, there is a cap, and if they're operating under it, it's not like they're the Yankees. You know what I mean? They're doing what it takes. That means that is a GM who's wheeling, dealing, getting it done. It's not we're just buying, and then that's how we're going to overwhelm you.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing the deals that they can do under the cap. So you got to have respect for that.
I think they're going to buy.
Yeah, the Saints.
I am
did this
not
for
singing
years.
in sync with you ever.
Damn it!
Not falling for that ever. Shame on you.
See what I did there, Keon?
He lobbed it up there, though.
Bye.
Nope. Ain't happening. Tiger Paws says, I was out of La Brea as soon as the CGI wolf dragged that father off into the woods and ate him.
Oh, boy.
Well, actually, that was my favorite part of the show. I'm like, oh, that poor guy just got eaten. Oh, his kids are going to starve. This show is hilarious. And then it got weird and soap opera-y. Number one Rattlers fan says, have you ever seen the movie Strange Brew? Bob and Doug McKenzie.
Mm-hmm.
That reminds me of you guys. I
Hmm.
don't know if that's a compliment or not, Randy.
I think it is.
Take off, Hoser. Hefty Lefty says, if they don't win with this super team, they should be forced to move back to St. Louis. Yeah, you see Crunky, he tried to settle with $100 million. He's getting sued by St. Louis for like $1 billion or $2 billion. And they're like, no. They're very cranky in St. Louis that he moved that team out of there.
They never wanted him to leave.
Yeah. Well, they wanted him to leave. They just wanted the team to stay. Navy Brad says, I have the perfect helicopter for Randy. Blue Thunder. Remember that show? I can't remember that dude's name, but
see, I want it wasn't Blue
Airwolf.
The Airwolf. There you go. That's the one I want.
I love that show.
Oh, yeah.
Bruno Baller says, here's a random question. Do Randy and Jeffrey remember the time when yo-yos were popular? Do you ever see them coming back again?
Yo-yos will never go out of style.
I don't think they're ever going to come back and be popular. It's not electronic. It's not something the kid can bury his face in, and it's not something that somebody can say, here, kid, do this so I can have a moment of peace, you little bastard, that kind of thing. So, yo-yos are fun. It's the kind of thing you hand a kid a yo-yo, he'll go, zzz, tunk, I'm done. It's not easy. I'm out. So, I don't think you're going to see yo-yos the way you used to, Bruno Baller. Mr. Pringle says, Randy, is Kyler's ankle injury a setback, or could this be a lingering injury?
Oh, it's an ankle. I mean, it's something you don't want to see carry on, but this is football, and he uses his running ability a lot. So I could see it being a lingering issue. I hope it's not. I hope it's something that he's had a couple of weeks off here, and if he plays this week, I hope it doesn't get aggravated. I hope it goes away, but you never know.
Good Cat says, St. Louis, have you been there? Not surprised they wanted to leave. Missouri is a horrible place. Missouri is one of the worst states in the union. If Missouri was on the border, we'd have given it to somebody. You know what I mean? Like, you can have it. Just work here, take it. What about the people? They're yours. Just take it. Missouri's horrible. Tiger Paws says, how about that helicopter that was in 50 Shades of Grey? Well, I haven't seen it.
Didn't see that movie.
No. We only watch Disney movies.
Yeah.
Ukla Mock says, Strange Brew, best ever. Good luck living up to that, Radio Pal. What the hell? Where is this coming from? Random Texter says, I wonder if their Rams are going to try to obtain the rights to Rupert Holmes. Huh? No, damn it. That one slipped by me. Random Texter came at me with a slider. I swung on it. Damn it. All right. Well, here, you can't do anything about this. It's time for a break. When we come back, can we get back to just talking football? It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Hit the break.
Here's a Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic. Simple Green is perfect for making your auto, RV, cycling, boating, and other sporting equipment look like new. SimpleGreen.com.
Looking ahead to your college football Saturday, Utah a 24-point favorite as they are headed to Tucson on Saturday to match up against Arizona. The over-under at 54. For Arizona State on Saturday, they play at Washington. Sun Devils 5.5-point favorites, over under at 45.5. On Sunday, the Arizona Cardinals, they're 10.5-point favorites as they play host to the Panthers, the over under at 44. NFL week number 10 getting underway tonight with the Ravens at the Dolphins. Baltimore 7.5-point favorites, over under at 46.5. For the latest odds all the time, visit vsin.com. I'm Matt Pauley on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 The Fanatic.
Hi, this is Bruce Jacobs from my friends and former employers at ProCopy. For over 20 years, ProCopy has provided Arizona companies with the best office equipment available from companies like Ricoh. More importantly, they provide outstanding service after the sale with a 96% retention ratio and award-winning technicians. 3 years ago, they joined the Flex Technologies Group, an Arizona-based nationwide group of companies that share ProCopy's commitment to excellence. So if you have branches anywhere in the United States or just here in Arizona, you can get great personalized service even during the current climate. We use them here at the Fanatic and Money Radio KFNN, and they never disappoint because they remain a local company. They give back to our community by supporting ASU and the Thunderbirds through the Phoenix Open. The ProCopy Foundations has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars. That makes doing business with ProCopy good for your business. Just give them a call at 602-ProCopy. That's 602-776-2679.
Everybody, Mark Asher, back to tell you about my friends at Valley Medical Weight Loss. I love this company. I've used them. I have friends that have used them. A ton of weight has been lost in a quick amount of time and the right way. That's the important part. Look, they have 3 Valley locations, Tempe, Glendale, and Phoenix. So one is close to you, and they've been doing this for well over a decade. And right now you can get your first week, $31.95, absolutely free. Just mention Money Radio or mention the Fanatic, and it is on them. 602-441-3305 or valleymedicalweightloss.com.
When it comes to automotive repairs, where do you start? Been looking for a new home? Should you rent or buy? If you're looking for the latest trends in the automotive industry or real estate, look no further than the Drive Friendly Radio Show. Hosted by Steve, with over 40 years in the automotive industry, and Felicia, who's well established in the real estate market, you can get great advice and insight you can trust. You'll be smarter for listening, and maybe you'll have a little fun too. The Drive Friendly Radio Show, Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Distracted driving kills in Arizona. Life is more important than your phone's beep. Stop the distracted driving, Arizona, please. Sponsored by the Arizona Chapter National Safety Council and the Governor's Office of Highway Safety, aired in cooperation with the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
Providing you with the latest sports news, commentary, and analysis.
Let me tell you, the Pac-12 is and don't listen to the excuse, no, they cannibalize.
Yeah.
What it is, it's a very mediocre conference with one really good team, ASU, a probably good team in Oregon, but it is not about that's an excuse. Don't listen to these people. It's mediocre, and they need to fix football, and they need to fix it quick.
Jacobs and Helly on Arizona's new home for sports, 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
About a half an hour away from Westwood One's broadcast of Thursday night football, Ravens at Dolphins. You're going to watch. You're going to listen. Why? I'm sure you've got some fantasy football players at least. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. And okay, let me give you some updates on some players. The Ravens are expecting Sammy Watkins to play against the Dolphins. So if you've got him on the fantasy football, I guess that is some good news for you. And then Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he's designated for a return from the IR. I don't know if that means that he's going to play tonight. Has anybody checked his status for actual playing in the game? Yeah, if you could take a look at that, that would be good. He was out the last 4 weeks with a sprained MCL. And last couple times he played, he got 100 yards. So if he's ready to go, if he's feeling it, and they put him in there, it's not a bad choice. Let's talk again about the Panthers going and getting Cam Newton. And yes, we joked, we laughed. We laughed a lot because it seems like a really stupid thing to do. And the fact that it was $10 million makes it even stupider. So what are they really thinking there? What is the reason to go and get Cam Newton and actually plug him in there for $10 million? A, is he really worth $10 million? And B, are they doing like Jim Irsay shrooms over there? What is going on? I can't wrap my head around this at all. So you're thinking they've given up on the bobblehead Sam Darnold. They've just given up on him completely.
Yeah.
And Cam Newton is the solution.
Well, I can't believe they paid $10 million. Clearly, they are, like you said, they've got to be stoned in some manner. I mean, we're talking about Cam Newton, and not the Cam Newton that originally came to Carolina. This is a weathered, kind of beaten Cam Newton who's got a lot of difficulties in trying to play in the quarterback position. So why are they paying $10 million? To me, that's a big question mark. But I don't think he's the solution to this team. He's got to be a stopgap. But I'm just bewildered at the $10 million payout.
Well, 602 Pats fan says the Patriots really helped Cam get that job. Like his time on that team was so amazing that they said, let's bring him back.
I don't know if that's the case, but I mean, Cam, before he got COVID last year, he wasn't bad. But if you're the Panthers, I can't believe you're aiming for not bad. I just don't understand it. Like, I think that your whole plan with bringing in Darnold was bring him in. He's on the last year of his deal. You don't have to extend him. See what you have in Darnold. If he's good, you've got your quarterback of the future. If he's bad, he will play you into a draft position where you can draft your quarterback of the future. If you bring in Cam Newton, I don't know what this is supposed to do for you. Like, I really don't know what this says unless for some reason you were told you had to win now. And even then, Cam doesn't help you do that.
Yeah. Did you get a word on Clyde Edwards-Helaire?
They said that he looked really good this week in practice, so it is possible he could wind up returning for the Chiefs this week.
It says anytime over the next 3 weeks they can activate.
So maybe not tonight.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Carson Wentz, he's about to get the baby blues. Sam Darnold's about to lose his job, and yada, yada, yada. So, all right. Fish Tank says maybe they signed Cam Newton to redesign their jerseys to look like old ladies.
Dear God.
It's a consultation fee. That's what that is.
$4.5 million of that is fully guaranteed. Fully guaranteed. If Cam Newton shows up, practices, doesn't play a single snap with the Panthers, they owe him $4.5 million.
So what I'm hearing is Cam Newton showed up with some Polaroids and just went.
I mean, I'm baffled. I got to be honest with you. I'm just baffled.
Yeah, it's absolutely baffling. Fighting Wampa says, so what I'm hearing about this La Brea show is that Rob Gronkowski would be a great addition to the cast. He is a better actor than the one-legged girl. I'm not even kidding you. If whoever's watched the La Brea, back me up on this. That little girl, she's playing a teenage girl, but she's like 6.5 feet tall. So I'm like, no, she's got to be like 20 something. And I think we all know how she got the part.
6.5 feet tall.
Seriously. Good Cat says Cam was signed to retire as a Panther. You can do that on a one-day contract.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay a guy $10 million with 4+ guaranteed.
Or if you want to retire him as a Panther and let him play out the season, what's wrong with a vet minimum?
Yeah,
10 mil.
Boy, Cam Newton's agent. I want him.
Yeah.
Happy Lefty says Cam is a stopgap for a team that is in the hunt still. If they want to at least try to go for the last wild card spot, I see it as a move to show their fans that they aren't just giving up the season since Christian McCaffrey just came back.
Well, I don't know what one has to do with the other. And I got to believe the good people of Carolina are going to be wondering the same thing we all are. Why $10 million?
And like Randy said, this is not the same Cam Newton that we saw there early on in his career. This is a Cam Newton that's had a couple of shoulder surgeries. This is a guy that's had issues with his knees, with his back. Like he's a beaten up version of himself.
Right.
Good Cat says, well, I wasn't saying it was a smart move. Tiger Paws says, can I be the Panthers quarterback for that kind of money? Yeah, I think you probably have a better shot. Big George, don't send me links here. I don't know what you're looking at. Is that the that is the horrible actress. Oh my God. Glamour magazine did a story saying, meet Zaira Gorecki, the actor stealing every scene in NBC La Brea. Stealing it because of how bad she is.
Wow.
Now, she actually did lose her leg. Turns out it was in a logging accident when she was 13. I got a question. I have more questions now than I had before.
Oh no.
No, I'm just gonna click off and just go back to what we were doing. 602 Pats fan says, I hope Tom Brady retires as a Patriot so I can wear his jersey again. That is an interesting thing. Right now he's in Peyton Manning territory, meaning, he spent most of his career on one team and, won the Super Bowl. Brady Super Bowls, and then went to another team, won a Super Bowl. Well, Brady has done that. Peyton has done that. But you think of Peyton Manning, you think in Colts, unless you're a Broncos fan.
Mm-hmm.
And when you think Tom Brady, you're thinking Patriots, unless you're a Buccaneers fan. So is there enough bad blood? There's a thing that didn't exist with Peyton Manning between the Colts and, maybe a little bit of a snark on the fact that they treated him that way when he got his neck surgery and stuff and sent him down the driveway for Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
Don't think there's as much animosity there as there probably is between Tom Brady and the Patriots. Although Tom Brady still even talks about how he still wants to be a presence in Boston and do stuff in that community. So I don't know.
I think the bad blood with Tom, though, is him and Belichick. In particular, because Tom has a lot of love for that organization and Robert Kraft. And I just don't think that he's done there in that city. But yeah, with Belichick, there's the bad blood. But I think the fans still love him. And for me personally, if you had a guy that played with your organization for 20 years, you can still wear his jersey. As far as I'm concerned, Tom Brady's a Patriot.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you?
Got a weird thing going on here on the text line. All of a sudden, texts from Monday, October 25th are popping up as if they're new. Faded hero icon saying, "Who's got an 8-ball?" It's like, what in the hell is going on here? Kyle G talking about something YouTube. That was from this Monday. The text line is going crazy in here. Big George sends the stop, Big George. Fish Tank says $10 million is a lot, but were they going to use that on someone else? If they have the cap room and it's not going to hurt next year, I don't know if the Carolina fans care. But, listen, that's an interesting point. It's not a use it or lose it, Fish Tank. You've got cap space. You don't have to spend all of it. If you've got your team and you're like, yeah, we're good. We got our 53 guys. This is what we paid. We're under the cap. No problem.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you got some extra cap money laying around, you don't have to spend it. And by the way, that does come out of somebody's pocket, the owners or the ownership group. So still, it doesn't make sense as a use of $10 million.
And we've seen it this season. Guys kind of getting surprisingly released by teams. Wouldn't it be nice to have the cash on hand to make a move if you really felt like you had to make a move? Maybe, Odell Beckham Jr. is not a good fit for you. But if someone were to get released, it just seems weird to not want to have that money out there because you're spending it on Cam Newton.
I mean, Carolina obviously wanted Cam Newton because they paid the hell for him. You know, they $10 million. Wow.
I looked up a little bit. The head coach of the Panthers, Matt Rule, was the one that reached out to Cam Newton originally. So there's something that he's seeing there. I don't know. Maybe he's feeling a little bit of pressure from the ownership group on winning now, and this is just a desperation move.
Well, he should be fired immediately if that's if that is the solution.
I'm either that or your quarterbacks are bad. Like, you're looking at Sam Darnold in practice every day, and you look at PJ Walker, and you're like, oh boy, Cam is the best option available. Says a lot of bad things about that organization.
Yeah, sure does.
Big Stanky 87 says, well, I'm going to Hooters. I'm going to watch the game. Wish me luck of the Irish on my parlays there, Jeffrey. Oh, good luck on the parlays, my friend.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I do raise a glass to all the people brave enough to bet parlays. And it's amazing when you win. But from what I understand in my limited experience and learning about betting, it don't happen often. Don't happen often. There's too many different variables involved. So, but yes, good luck, Big Stanky. Absolutely. Navy Brad says, Randy, NASCAR question.
Yes.
With all the new changes to the cars for next season, what's your
Yes.
thought on that?
Well, there are a lot of changes to the cars. It's called the next gen car. There are a lot of goods and there's a lot of unknowns. I don't have a whole lot of information to tell you. Chief and I will talk about it on the race setup Friday night, but I will tell you that it looks like this is going to be a positive move for NASCAR. These cars are a bit more rugged. It's going to bring the cost of racing down. So some of these other teams will be able to spend money more wisely and be more competitive. And hopefully it's going to cause more exciting racing rather than one guy who has a lot of money behind him running away by 10 seconds with a race. It's supposed to be a very competitive car, keep everybody in it. So we'll have to wait and see. It starts February 6th.
So back to NFL. Good news for all you NFL owners, I guess.
Yeah.
Who do you say congratulations to? I guess the networks.
Okay.
The NFL is saying the average game now draws 16.4 million viewers per game. That is up 8% from last year.
So you're saying every game on TV is 16.4 million?
Yep, the average. So some more, some less. You throw it all together. The average is 16.4 million. And they're saying the reason, the people who did the research on this, the viewership was down last year largely not because of COVID, but because more people were watching news coverage of the 2020 presidential election. And an NFL game viewership does tend to decline in election years and then rebounds the following year. So, the most watched games this season, Buccaneers at Patriots, 27 million. Week 4, Cowboys at Buccaneers, 25 million. Packers, Chiefs, 24 million. I'm trying to see. Colts aren't in here anymore. Cowboys are in there a couple of times. Cardinals aren't. Don't even ask about your team.
It's okay.
No, it wasn't going.
Don't
to.
even ask about your
Washington
Washington
I don't know
football
if
team.
you saw how distracted I was. I was not even paying attention. No point.
You just kind of like that kid in class was like, oh my God, I hope he doesn't look over here.
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't look over here. Oh, dear Lord. Bruno Baller says, hey, Randy, with NASCAR being a North American stock car, I believe that have they ever had races in Canada or Mexico?
Yes, they have. Xfinity used to go up to Canada, and I think they've been down to Mexico a couple of times. So, yes, that is. But it's not North American stock car. It's the National Association of Stock Car Racing.
Papa Mike is trying his hand at comedy writing.
Really?
Cap room, cap space. What's next? Cap or Nick? All right. Yeah.
Rough. It's a bit rough.
I'm this close to taking back my happy Veterans Day from him. I mean,
it wouldn't be out of the question.
I don't know if I'm allowed to do that or not, but damn. The Jet says, maybe it's because you don't read our texts. Who is it? The hell is he talking about? Oh, the glitch. Listen, I try to read as many texts as I can. I read yours today. I usually read everybody's. Sometimes a few slip by. Sometimes I miss them. And then, later on I see them. I'm like, oh, crap, I missed a good one there. I try, Jet. I do. Listen, there's no other show. Don't complain. There's no other show that does what we do and is interactive and gives you guys as much voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, over here I was apologizing to Jet. You know what, Jet? Up yours. You try to do this. See how easy it is. Ron hates when I do silence.
Yeah, especially in the 5 o'clock hour.
But that was just me glaring.
Yeah.
Had to be done.
It had to be done.
Yeah. Wow.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We have On This Date in Big Georgia sports history, Wheel of Sports stuff, and I don't know what else. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
It's not just boughs of holly that are going to deck your halls this holiday season. It's you decking the whole house with outdoor lights and holiday decor from the Home Depot. Fill your yard with Yuletide treasure like a hand-painted LED reindeer sculpture. Want to build a snowman? You can, with our 6-foot sparkling snowman covered in lights. You can even pair it with the Disney inflatable spin. You know, from the movie your kids still watch 3 times a day. 'Tis the season to make things jolly, and the Home Depot has everything you need to make the holidays yours. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
We all know that when we need service on our vehicles, having a trusted and reliable auto repair center is very important. Hi, I'm Stephen McCollum from the main event here on 1580 The Fanatic. And that's why I have all my vehicles serviced and repaired at Friendly Auto Centers in Mesa. Steve, the owner, and his team are experts in auto repair in a non-intimidating environment. Friendly Auto Center is a AAA approved auto repair center and awarded Top Shop winner. Family owned with 19 service bays to get you back on the road fast with reliable repairs backed by an exceptional warranty. Friendly Auto Centers offer a full range of routine auto services, as well as general repairs on any make or model passenger vehicle, RVs, and large trucks. Friendly Auto Centers are located at 5026 East Main Street in Mesa. Give them a call, 480-830-9377. That's 480-830-9377. Find them online at friendlyautocenters.com. Tell them Big Steve sent you.
In the Army National Guard, family means everything.
Our parents, they were really supportive that all 5 of us would join. I got my education because of the Guard. I got to travel a little bit and experience a whole different culture. It helped me get my job, it helped me pay for my house.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard instills pride that you and your family will share. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service. Sponsored by the Arizona Army National Guard, aired by the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
You ever hear something on the radio and figure I got to give it a shot? Well, I did. This is Stephen McCollum, host of the main event here on The Fanatic. I heard all the ads for Valley Medical Weight Loss and thought, what have I got to lose? I'm a client with Valley Medical Weight Loss, so I know firsthand that it really works. Valley Medical is a true pioneer in the weight loss industry, supervised by board-certified physicians, helping you gain the edge in your weight loss battle, boosting your energy, and getting you real results. 3 Valley locations, so there's one near you. Visit valleymedicalweightloss.com for info, and when you go, mention The Fanatic or Money Radio and get your first week free.
Does your company need bonds? Hi, this is Dave McKee, president of Constructors Bonding, inviting you to learn how our team can deliver better bonding than any competitor anywhere. Our relationships with every major surety get you the credit you need fast, and we never stop working to exceed your expectations. Call me personally at 602-432-5929. That's 602-432-5929 to learn how Constructors Bonding is your solution to better bonds.
We give you so much sports, you'll have to hit the showers after listening. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Hey, we got some NFL football for week 10 coming up. Ravens at Dolphins. But between you and me, if this game turns into too big of a stinker and you don't got any fantasy football players, Arizona State University is hosting USC Riverside and some Pac-12 basketball tonight.
Hey, there we go.
That's happening. That is happening. Of course, ASU football is on Saturday, and they're visiting Washington. Trying to get another win. Arizona State University is 6-3. Why did I think their record was worse than that? Just
you mean football?
Yeah,
6-3.
Yeah, I thought it was worse than that actually.
The reason why it feels worse than that is because the expectations were higher than that.
Yeah, we were in the rankings. We're out of the rankings. We're in the rankings, and they're like, "Don't come back for a while. Don't come back. It ain't gonna happen."
Yeah, and that's the way ASU football does. And sometimes you get a good preseason rank or something. You play along there for a couple of games. And then all of a sudden you lose, bang! They just go invisible to the ranks. They never show up again.
And the losses were so bad.
I know.
Those 3 losses were bad. 2 of them, especially one. Hefty Lefty says, as someone who has seen how the text line works, I can vouch for Jeffrey that he legitimately does a pretty admirable job on reading as many texts as he does. That screen fills up and moves quickly, especially with the amount of super fans that the Blender has. I appreciate that, Hefty Lefty. And then he says, well, that being said, inducting new Hall of Fame texters, that is not his strong suit.
There's no bitterness there at all.
Yeah, you listen, on a whim, sometimes I'll do that. And then sometimes we'll actually take time and consider it and stuff. And,
Yeah, I mean, we have a whole, committee that has to fly in.
That
There's
doesn't happen.
150 or so people that's got to meet together. I got to make all the hotel arrangements.
There's never been
And
people
we
or
get together on
hotels.
Friday night, and
Nope.
we just
No
lay out the
meetings.
nominees. And then on
0%
Saturday,
of that's
all
true.
day Saturday,
All of
it's
it's a lie.
voting process.
Randy
and then
doesn't get up
Sunday,
until noon anyway.
Finally, on Sunday, we
Yeah,
we
Sunday's
cast
out.
our vote. And then, wait, if
There's
it's
no voting.
if it's a blue smoke,
I just do
we
what I
have a new
want.
class, or if it's a red smoke,
There's
and
no
we don't.
smoke. There's
So,
no. Although I like the idea.
I mean, it's a very long, drawn out process.
Takes me moments to decide, really. We'll get around to it, Hefty Lefty. Keep hope alive. Mr. Pringle says Broncos are going to have to build a new wing in their Hall of Fame to accommodate Elway's teeth and Manning's forehead.
Yeah, well,
wow. Seems like out of nowhere, doesn't it? Thundar Santa Barbarian says, well, Jeffrey, he does have a point. You really don't want Joe Flacco as the Colts quarterback, so maybe Kaepernick is the best available for your team. And if he doesn't work out after a few weeks, you'd explore a trade with the Panthers for Cam Newton. Wow, you and Papa Mike went to the same joke writing class.
Wow.
You should get your money back. Fubar 1000 says, hey, why is it when they do a commercial with Kyler Murray, they only show him from the waist up?
There's your whistle.
I'm not going to read the rest, man. You know what happens next. Kyle G says, I'm rooting for the Miami defense to be adequate because I have Justin Tucker, the kicker. That's sad. That is a sad hope. Justin Tip says, thanks for the NASCAR update, Randy. And it's a very long text. So I'm going to let you read yourself about the race setup.
All right, very good.
Nothing against the race setup. It's just Justin Tip just is very much in love with the race setup.
Well, thank you, Justin Tip. Appreciate you.
Yeah. So basically he's saying, all I ask is that people who have never tried NASCAR listens to the race setup, then listens to a race. And he says the Hall of Fame link on the Blender website still dead. I thought I fixed that. Like the other day, I went in there and clicked the thing. It might be cursed. I don't know. Or maybe it's just you, just the tip. John Elway's teeth says, did someone mention my teeth? Yeah, it's a Hall of Fame idea, John Elway's teeth.
Yeah.
Good Cat says, I became a Hall of Famer by annoying the crap out of Phil once. Yeah, it's true. It's a true story.
Yeah.
And by the way, Good Cat, I have no idea what you're trying to say with this last text meme thing. Makes zero sense to me. Big George says, Jeffrey, you do a great job reading all the text. You do your best to get everybody's in there, but there is only so much you can do when the show is as popular as it is, and you're getting hundreds of texts a day.
Yeah.
And if people don't like it, they can turn to the other station down the dial that pretends to have listener interaction with the text line, but they never read text. 1580 The Fanatic and the Daily Blender, Arizona's only real sports station for fan interaction.
Wow. We need to turn that into a damn promo.
I'm out of breath.
It was a lot of words, but you know what? You got them all in there.
Yeah. He says, also, I agree with you guys. If the Panthers were going to give Cam $10 million this season, why didn't they just keep him and not let him go to the Patriots last year? It makes no sense to me. Very little about that does make sense. But you know what makes sense? Let's go ahead and take care of this before we run out of time. Ladies and gentlemen, speak of the devil. It is time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Way back in the year 1868, the very first indoor track and field meet in the United States was held at Empire State Skating Rink in Manhattan. Races began with the sound of a bass drum, not a starting gun. And the track was square and made of clay. William Curtis later helped found the Newark Athletic Club, won the 75-yard dash in 9 seconds. Yeah, he was running inside. There was spikes on his shoes. Yeah.
Skating rink.
Yeah, it was not really their first best effort, was it?
Oh, jeez.
They're like, we want to start this next race, but there's a couples skate happening right now.
All skate in the all skate direction.
Once the chicken dance is over, we'd like to sprint.
Can we please?
Thank you. Blissful Hayes says Jeffrey is cutting all Kyler Murray jokes short for some reason.
There you go. Enjoy that one.
Just a Tip says, how many textures are there in the fourth dimension?
8,752,816.
Or a couple thousand. Fubar 1000 says, is Just a Tip to pick up on NASCAR? It's just a tip. Yes. Bruno Baller says, did you say the track with the square? Those must have been some interesting right-hand turns there, well, left-hand turns even, whatever they are. Yeah. How do you run on a track? You run clockwise, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. Is it always clockwise?
believe it is.
Or is it counterclockwise?
Unless you're in Australia. Then
No.
Then everything is counter.
Horse races go counterclockwise.
I don't think so.
People races, I think, go counterclockwise.
I don't believe so. Unless you're in Australia.
Everybody in their head is trying to
now
picture
I'm trying to like now orient a track in
It's
my
clockwise.
head.
Pretty sure it's counterclockwise.
No, it's counterclockwise. You're right.
Horse races are counterclockwise.
So are people races.
Are
They're
they?
all counterclockwise. Unless you're in Australia.
Or is the relay counterclockwise? Or clockwise?
Boy, counter.
We do not watch a lot of track and field around here.
No, I'm about to go to sleep again.
Just the 100 meter every 4 years.
Not like we were talking about soccer.
Oh,
Jeffrey,
Ah!
you did it again.
Did I read on this date in Big Georgia sports history?
Yes,
you did.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's time for the wheel of sports.
Well, first, Senior Wake and Bake. Just why? Why are you being so mean to us? He says Cards suck, Colts suck, Washington barely exists, and they suck. My Niners will still make the playoffs.
You mean
wow.
the what is it? The two and what?
Well,
What are
they're
they?
3 and 5
3
right
and
now.
5 Niners.
About to be 3 and
Yeah.
6.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
I mean, you're saying that the Cards suck, and I'm just saying I wish my team could suck the way the Cards.
Cards do
Me
suck.
too.
Especially against the Niners. They suck
Yeah.
the life right out of your damn Niners this year,
Yeah.
didn't they? They sucked them dry.
And they're sucking the bone marrow out of your dead bones, Senior Wake and Bake. Big George, you're welcome. Blissful Hayes says it was fitting Peyton Manning went into the Hall of Fame as a Bronco. He did not. He did not.
He didn't.
That's not even true.
He
You're
did
lying.
recently get inducted into the Broncos Ring of Honor, as he should have, but he was not inducted into the Hall of Fame as a Denver Bronco.
Historian says, and this is coming from the historian.
Yeah.
Okay.
Track and field and horse racing both run the same direction as NASCAR.
Yeah, counterclockwise.
Counterclockwise.
Well, there you go.
Thank you, historian. I knew we could count on a grown-up to show up somewhere. Just a Tip says, I knew friends back in my Minnesota days who had logging accidents, and those are the ones that are alive. We've always just called them lucky. Now, she's a lucky actress then.
Just how does a 13-year-old girl wind up? You know what? No.
Just don't even go there, Keon.
Yeah. No, I'm backing out of it again.
We will never recover.
Ookla says, Mr. Sensitive Radio Pal, be nice to Senior Wake and Bake. What? I don't. And this sounds wrong, Senior Wake and Bake. He says, yeah, as we suck on our rings. It's phrasing. Maybe not.
Please.
Just phrasing.
What have you done for me lately?
Thundar the San Barbarian says, Senior Wake and Bake is pretty baked if he thinks the 40 whiners are going to do anything beyond wasting away in Margaritaville in the postseason. I think you're right,
Senior
Randy.
Wake and Bake is going to be right on the couch with me watching the playoffs with none of our teams being represented.
You're going to need to buy more chips. It's time now, ladies and gentlemen, to spin the wheel of sports. Let's do that, Randy, and find out what we randomly talk about next. Okay. Well, this was impressive.
Okay.
Well, it's impressive read. Because I went and watched the video. Well, let me just tell you. 105-year-old Julia Hawkins has set a world record in the 100-meter dash.
All right.
Primarily because she's the only one to do it. For the women. Now, there's two men who have ever done it before.
Yeah.
Stanislaw Kowalski and Hidedechi Miyazaki. But she did set the record, and her time, 100-meter dash, 1 minute and 3 seconds.
Hey, that's moving.
No, it's not.
That's moving.
I watched the video, Randy. I ended up having to fast forward.
If you're the 105-year-old, that's moving.
Sure, but you're watching that and you're like, damn, she's still running. With the fast forward, I'm like, how long does this take?
That is moving right there.
But the spirit she had, and she was not happy. She's like, she wanted to make it under a minute. And like me, she felt like that minute lasted a damn hour because it was, I wish I hadn't watched, because it's impressive that at 105, she's even doing that at all.
Yeah, good for her.
And she sat down afterwards. She's like out of breath. And they're like, hey, does that feel pretty good? She's like, no, doesn't feel good.
No,
I'm 105. Nothing feels good right now.
For most people past the age of 70, if they're capable of running does not feel good.
I'm 51. Running does not feel good.
Now add 50 more years to that.
Yeah.
It's going to feel worse.
She's twice my age and she might be twice as fast. I don't know. I haven't tried my time, but so that is in all seriousness, that is very, very cool. And she says she'll be back when she's 106.
All right.
Go for it.
Looking forward to it.
Not expecting her time to get better, though.
Me neither.
I don't think there is any. Yeah. Senior Wake and Bake says, "What was that? A Lions fan?" No, this was in Louisiana. Blissful Hayes says, "When will Carson Wentz go into the Colts Ring of Honor?"
Oh boy.
No, you got jokes.
I got to tell you, the fourth dimension have been a bit testy today. A bit on edge today.
I don't know what their problem is. Don't know what your problems are.
I still don't know why we got called pigs.
Never
an explanation on that, by the way.
I don't know if best I can imagine is, yeah, he called us pigs. I'm going to say we should go get some pigs for Thanksgiving because we're all out of turkeys. I think he just called us pigs, Randy.
I don't know why.
Who was that called us pigs?
Mr. Wilbur.
Mr. Wilbur.
Wow. Keon's holding on to that.
I'm a little bitter about it.
Yeah, he's a little upset being called a pig. And this is a guy whose team, the nickname of the fans are the Hogs.
Yeah, it should be a badge of honor there, but I don't like the way he said pigs.
You never go full pig, okay, Wilbur? Even Christmas. All right, guys, that's it for us. Enjoy the game. If you have fantasy football players, whatever happens else, we'll see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Happy holidays don't just happen on their own. You